This is case number 295 on the calendar, the matter of Denning versus DeVellin. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Mrs. Denning, this is your daughter, is that right?
Yes, she is.
One face. You don't see it. It's like looking in a mirror.
She's much prettier.
She's younger. That's all. That's all. Just younger. She's lucky if she's your age and she turns out as nice looking as you are. Anyway, this is your daughter and this is your nephew.
Yes.
And it is your claim that your nephew took advantage of your daughter, sold a computer that you had given her, used a credit card. Your daughter's 18, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
I haven't heard what she has to say about it, but your nephew, who has had some history, according to you, with the law and had been incarcerated for 9 years?
No.
How long?
7.
7 years. Was back to his old tricks and really took property that didn't belong to him and used a credit card without permission. He says that your daughter had some trouble. She needed some money. She sold him the computer. He sold it to somebody else.
Yes.
And he did use her credit card, gave her the money for the things that he used, and he has done absolutely nothing wrong. Now, Kim, there came a time when you left your mother's home, is that right?
Yes.
When was that?
June 30th?
Or June of 2004?
Yes.
Where did you go?
I was going to pick up my cousin to have him go with me to Texas.
You were going to Texas. Where did you live?
At that time, I was with my grandma.
How long had you been with your grandmother?
A couple weeks.
How come?
I just wanted to live with my grandma.
Had you had an argument with your mother?
I just didn't want to have her curfew anymore.
Kim, did you have an argument with your mother?
Yes.
Ah. Now, you picked up your cousin, and he was taking you to Texas. Or you were driving to Texas, but to see your boyfriend. Why were you taking your cousin with you?
I didn't want to go alone.
Is that so far correct?
Yeah.
Now, what credit card bills, Kim, do you say Alan racked up on your credit cards that he didn't pay you for?
I allowed him to use my Sears credit card once, and I gave him the card, and he never paid to make the payments, and he never made a payment on that.
What was he supposed to buy on the Sears credit card?
The only purchase that I said he could use was for some tires for his truck, and he said he would pay me back as soon as he got his first paycheck.
And how much were the tires on his truck?
They were 300 and something, ma'am.
$383.
Did you give up the money back?
I've been paying payments, you know, to my aunt and my cousin.
That's a lie. Shh.
Yeah, right.
Show me.
I don't have any receipts from her. My aunt was supposed to drop them off at my grandmother's house.
Oh, that's a lie.
Yeah,
Listen, Miss Denning, if you speak out again, I'm going to dismiss your case. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Been warned?
Yes.
Warned?
Yes.
You understand?
I do.
Don't speak to him.
I also have a thing from a Sears credit card where I took full responsibility of the credit card.
Let me see.
Here you go. From City Financial.
Let me see that.
Okay, this says the balance amount is $484.68. Part of that was for tires.
Right.
And part of it was for what else?
There was I think like a mattress cover on there and a watch.
So, Alan, you agree that these are your purchases?
Yes, I do.
So it doesn't make any difference, Alan, whether you pay this money to the plaintiff so that she makes sure that her credit is clean and not having to rely on you, right?
Well, if I'm paying the credit card company...
Listen to me, Alan. It wouldn't make any difference to you whether you paid the credit card company or whether you paid the plaintiff. Just because you agreed to accept responsibility doesn't mean that they're letting her off the hook.
I'm not saying that they're letting her off the hook. They already tried to file criminal charges on me on all this. That takes it out of their name and puts it in mine.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I've already talked to the Sears.
Alan, my dear, that is not what it says. All it says is you've agreed to take responsibility for it. That doesn't say that if you don't pay, they cannot go against the card holder. Do you understand?
Oh, yeah, I understand.
Good. So you owe a $484.68. What else?
There was a JCPenney's that I had bought him some clothes from there, and he said he would also pay those back, and he never paid that back either.
How much was that?
That came to $97.15.
No, I have no knowledge of that.
Show me.
All we have is the credit card statement and the payment, because he had gave me $60 and we made a payment towards that.
So he gave you money?
$60. And that was all he had
Gave her a lot
given me
more
the
than
whole
that.
time.
Shh. What else?
The computer.
There was also my computer that I had taken over to his house that he had sold. It had a computer lock on it, a security lock, and he hooked it up and asked me if I could take the code off. So I took the code off of it, and then at that time he had sold his computer to his mother. And then a few days later, my computer was gone, and there was a brand new Dell flat screen computer that was sitting in his camper. And when I asked him where mine was, he said it was in his truck. And then I didn't think anything of it, and that weekend I went to Indy and stayed with my mom for that weekend. And then when I got back, that's when I found out that he had sold it to his girlfriend's father for $100.
Go.
Okay, on the computer, she came down. You know, the computer sat back in my truck for I think about a week. It was 90-degree heat. The flat screen got ruined. Sent into the shop. Okay, on the other part of it, she had me going around the pawn shop trying to sell it to get the best price, so I just gave her $50 for it.
What do you mean she had you going around the pawn
Yeah, she
shop?
tried to get me to sell it in front of my aunt, my mother, and everybody. Everybody knew
Did you
about
try to
this.
get him to sell the computer?
No, ma'am.
Oh, jeez, damn lie.
I believe you probably did. You know why? Because you looked all around when you said no, ma'am. Miss Denning, you know nothing about it. Nothing. All you know is that your teenage daughter left home because she didn't like the rules. She went to her grandmother's house. She left her grandmother's house. She hooked up with her cousin. And then when she decided to come home, she's got to put together something that makes sense out of what she was doing when she was out of your home. So I'm not so sure that she didn't try to sell this computer because he already had a computer, because she needed some cash. But where is the computer now?
The computer is at the Putnam County Sheriff's Department if they haven't already picked it up. Because when they filed charges, I went down and bought it back from her dad, which was $150 where I bought it back. I got the receipt from him, and this is the property receipt for the computer.
Can I see it, please?
From the Sheriff's Department.
Can I see it, please?
You said you sold it for $100.
No.
What kind of computer did you have?
The monitor was Samsung, the tower was HP, and the printer was Concord or Cord.
It's at the sheriff's office. So you take this and you go and get your computer back.
Yeah, they said they tried to contact her several times.
Ma'am, they don't have the monitor to the computer.
It's not on here.
The monitor...
They know what happened to the monitor. It got fried sitting in the back of my truck from 90-degree heat. I took it to the shop. As I explained to them, it was going to cost $200-some-odd, and they wanted me to go buy it.
Okay. That's what's there, madam. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Go get it. You owe her $484.68. Instead of paying it to the credit card company, you give it to her so she can clean up her credit. Do you
Okay.
understand? Do you... Listen
No,
to me.
I have a question. If I've already made arrangements with the credit card company and they say they can sue me over this, which is the liability form and all that other stuff, how do I pay them, then turn around and pay them too?
No.
I'm not doing it.
No, listen! What I am telling you, sir, is the bank, while it says it's very nice that you agree to accept full responsibility, still has the ability to go against Kim, who signed the papers. You see, they're not relieving her of liability. They're just saying, oh, that's nice, we'll come against you first. But if you can't pay, we're going against her. And what I'm saying to you is you don't have to pay twice, only once. She is going to make the payment of $484 and change, and then you're off the hook. Do you understand? Off the hook with the credit card company, and she doesn't have to rely on your goodwill to make the payments. Do I make myself clear? All I want to know, not whether you agree with it. You don't have to agree.
Yeah, I know.
This isn't,
No, I don't.
this isn't that kind of an arrangement that you and I have, sir. You don't have to agree.
Oh, I know
All
that.
I'm asking you is, do you understand
Yeah, I
what I
understand.
said? Good. Judgment for the plaintiff, the amount of $484.63. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He signed his own name to some of the credit cards that I didn't even authorize the purchases to.
She's lying through her teeth, on everything she says.
She just tried to help him out, and he abused his family.
My family's neurotic.
He paid $60, and that was it. He's been in prison for, what, 9 years?
Don't do business or anything with family,
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Amparan versus Lyle. Step forward, please.
Dental assistant Olivia Amperin is suing her former live-in boyfriend, business owner Alan Lyle, for the return of a barbecue pit and a chair and ottoman set. Olivia also claims Alan assaulted her 9-year-old son.
Miss Abraham, how long did you and the defendant live together?
15 months.
And he moved into your house?
Yes.
And you have children?
Yes, I do have 2.
How old are they?
12 and 9.
Was Mr. Lyle a reasonable companion with regard to the children?
No.
Okay. According to your complaint, there was an incident in September
That's correct.
involving one of your children. Was that the 12-year-old or the 9-year-old?
The 9-year-old.
Where you claim that Mr. Lyle hit him.
That's correct.
And you called the police and had him removed from the house. What day was that?
It was the 7th.
And then it is your claim that he came back into the house and he took some of your property. He took a barbecue pit, a chair, and a lamp. And you say that you purchased all these things, you
Yes.
paid for these things. Mr. Lyle says he only took what was his. And you also want some sort of damage because you say that he hit your 9-year-old son, slapped him.
That's correct.
So tell me what happened on September 7th.
It was in the evening. We had come home, myself and my 2 children. We drove up. The door to the front of the house was open. Everything was open. So we proceeded into the house, myself and my children, and I told them because of the situation that we were in, living with Alan Lyle, that just to go into your rooms, don't answer to him, just do what I ask you to do to avoid any confrontation. So they did so. As I proceeded into my bedroom, he was there with a duffel bag. I simply asked him a question as to where are you packing, where are you going? And he started telling me I have no right to ask him where he's going, whether he's coming, for me to get the effing with my children, go over there, go sleep with your children, go sleep with your gay son. He's a mama's boy. He'll never amount to anything, and he just kept on with those things. So I went ahead and went out from the room to my son's bedroom, and I comforted him because he did hear these things. Alan then went outside to the garage, and I didn't tell you this before, but when I came home that night, he was under the influence of alcohol and marijuana, and I went outside. We began to argue. He turned around and said for me to get the hell back in the house, go to sleep, and he proceeded again to tell me that if you don't get back into the house, I'm going to go and tell your son how you brought him into the world with your legs spread open.
Nasty things.
Yes, nasty things. And he went into my son's bedroom and turned around and got him up against the bedroom corner and smacked him across the face 3 times. I told him for him to stop or I was going to call the cops.
Why did he do that?
He was angry with just the whole situation of how we were living.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I think that you are a less than honorable human being. That's my sense of you, and I've only met you for a relatively short time, but those people who know me know that I'm a pretty good judge of character.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Olivia Amperin says ex-boyfriend Alan Lyle owes for the return of a barbecue pit and a chair and ottoman set.
So you called the police?
Right, and I do want to say that when he was outside, I was very, very angry, and I know as a mother I shouldn't have told my son to curse at him, but my son did curse at him, and he didn't want to, and so I believe either that made him angry, also with everything else, so he came into the house.
There had to be a reason, otherwise there would not be logic to it if he just walked inside and slapped him in the face. So he slapped him in the face because he cursed at you.
Right.
Is that what happened? Is that what happened?
Yes.
No. Now, tell me about the property. Let's start with the chair and the ottoman.
Right, he was given 1 day to come back.
Who purchased the chair and the ottoman?
I did, and I have receipts. And
May I see it, please? I'll hear you.
We both went together to Wix and purchased it. Her grandmother co-signed for her to get a Wix card. She picked out the couches. We went throughout the whole store. I sat in every chair. I'm a big guy. I took a picture of the chair. I
just want to know who paid for it.
It was purchased on her credit card, but after the fact that we went home, we moved into our place on May 1st. So we purchased our furniture in May.
Right.
Throughout the months, I had given her $100, $200 here and there, just for the chair. Everything else was on her account, the couches and stuff, because it was agreed that if I was to ever leave, that I would be taking the chair and the lamp.
How did you deal with your finances when you lived together?
She was working, I was working.
How did you take care of the rent?
She paid half, I paid half. I gave her half of the money, and then she would write the check for it in full because she had the checking account.
How much did you give her?
I gave her $750 in rent, and then we would The agreement was to pay half of the utilities, but I ended up paying all of them.
Did he give you $750 for rent?
Yes, he did.
Who paid for the food?
Both of us.
Is that right?
No, Your Honor, he wasn't working. When we moved into this house together, he was not working. I put down the down payment, and I put the first and last month.
When you moved into this apartment, sir, where were you working?
When we first moved in, I was doing freelance jobs, getting hired here and there to do subcontracting work.
How many months was it before you got a full-time job?
3.5 months, middle of September.
I say November.
So, May, June, July, August, so for 5 months you weren't working. Is that what you're telling me?
4.5 months, yes.
Did you ever make up your half of the rent for those 4.5 months?
Not fully.
Is not an answer.
No, not fully the $750, no.
Why not?
Well, because on top of that, I was taking care of her 2 kids, making sure they were maintained in school, doing their schoolwork. So childcare, basically.
Mr. Lyle, don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. Now, you give her back the ottoman and the chair. She bought it. She paid for it in May of 2003. You sitting in it doesn't make it yours, sir. Now, let's get to the barbecue. Who purchased the barbecue?
I did.
When?
In June. I was going to have a 4th of July barbecue. We didn't have a barbecue pit. I went out to Home Depot.
Let me see it.
Down at the bottom.
Mm-hmm. June 27th. Yes, sir, I'm hearing about the barbecue pit. Go.
She said that she purchased, that she went there by herself and bought it. That's incorrect.
No, she didn't say she went there by herself, sir.
Yes, she did.
It doesn't make any difference whether she went there with the whole Coxie army, sir, whether she went there with Ringling Brothers.
That was a Father's Day gift to me.
You're not a father.
Yes, I am.
Oh, you're an idiot. Listen, I can't. The truth of the matter is, I really can't deal with
Just
it. I'm
because
going to tell you something.
I'm
I'm going to tell you something else.
I am a father.
I want to tell you something else, sir. I don't even trust you to return these items to her in good condition, because I think that you are a less than honorable human being. That's my sense of you, and I've only met you for a relatively short time.
Exactly.
But those people who know me know that I'm a pretty good judge of character. You took these things that didn't belong to you. You sat in the chair, doesn't make it your chair. Because you grilled a hamburger, doesn't make it your barbecue. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,400. That's all. Out!
Thank you very much.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Yeah, this is case number 243 on the calendar in the matter of Knockhart versus Jordan. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Ms. Knockhart, Mr. Jordan is your former roommate, and it is your claim in this lawsuit that he owes you for a whole bunch of stuff.
Correct.
Mr. Jordan says he owes you for absolutely nothing, and you got to get on with your life. Get over it and get on with your life. When was he your roommate?
He moved in August of 2003 through June of 2004.
And how long had you known him before he became your roommate?
Probably about a month.
Was your relationship with him solely that of landlord and tenant?
No.
So you had a social relationship with him as well?
No.
What?
A love relationship?
I said social.
Social?
Yes.
Sure.
Well, is that a question?
No.
That's a statement. Okay. So you had a social relationship with him as well. Is that right, Mr. Jordan?
Not entirely, Your Honor. I sometimes slept on the couch, but for the most part, we did share a bedroom.
Okay, so you had a social relationship, but you paid rent?
No, ma'am.
You did not pay rent?
I moved in with the understanding that I would not pay rent or find any costs in her bills.
Oh, that's interesting. So you weren't a tenant because the word tenant implies that you pay rent?
Yes, ma'am.
So you just lived together. I mean, I was confused about the statements. You lived together, and he did not pay rent.
He did not pay rent, but the agreement was that he was supposed to maintain the automobile and the maintenance of that. And
whose automobile?
Mine.
Supposed to maintain a car.
Right.
Is that your agreement?
That agreement wasn't up until, let's say, January.
So from August of 2003 until January of 2004, Mr. Jordan, what you're telling me is you were just sponging.
No, Your Honor. It was all her idea.
Oh, no, I didn't know her idea. I didn't ask whose idea it was. I said, just listen to my question, Mr. Jordan. According to you, from August 2003 till January 2004, you paid no rent, you paid no bills, you paid no car insurance, you didn't have any responsibility with regard to the car. So far, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
That makes you a sponge.
Okay.
Right?
I would
That means
disagree.
that as far as I'm concerned, there must be something really hidden about you that I don't see. What? Whatever. Okay. Now, he's a sponge.
Yes.
That makes you pretty dumb. Right?
No.
Sure it does. You know somebody a month, you invite them to come into your home, they pay you nothing. Must do something. Do you have a big home?
No, he was supposed to get a check that was mailed to his ex-girlfriend's house. That's why I never saw the money.
Look, you say, I met him, he moved in.
Correct.
And you agreed that he could use my car to get to and from work if he paid the insurance and the maintenance. That's what you say.
That's right.
So evidently he worked, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Usually when you have a job, you make what?
Yeah, but he got fired.
Money. And when you have a job and you make money, you take care of your expenses, like rent and food and electric and gas, unless, you know, you're a sponge. So according to you, he did not pay for the insurance on the car.
No.
So why don't you throw him out?
Well, he was supposed to be getting a big check, like I said, for $2,000, and the check was mailed somewhere else instead of our residence, and he apparently spent the money.
And when did he get the check?
February.
Well, what happened in February when you knew he got the check and he spent the money on something else? Did you throw him out?
No, he had another job at that time finally and was supposed to get the paychecks. Then he got arrested, and his lawyer that he owed money to was suing him. I couldn't get any of it at that point.
At that point, what you're supposed to say is,
Go.
I am a reasonably intelligent person.
Right.
I'm living with somebody that's taking advantage of me. Get out.
Right.
Unless you're in love and everything is going to work out okay and you're really not interested in the money, you're really interested in the relationship, and the only reason you come to a point where you're interested in the money is because you're not together anymore.
No, he did start staying at a friend of his house more often.
When?
That was in May, because...
I'm talking about February, March, April.
Okay.
Nothing. Goodbye. All right. What's next? What else does he owe you money for?
A vacation that we took together and for medical bills.
All right. So let's go to the vacation. When was the vacation?
February.
Where did you go?
Las Vegas.
For how long?
February 22nd to the 29th.
You wait to drink later. And was he working at the time?
He was going to Las Vegas to work.
Was he working at the time?
Nowhere else, no.
And what was your arrangement?
He was working the convention there, the magic show, and when he returned...
What do you do for a living?
Your Honor, I have always, since she's known me, maintained an occupation
were
as
you
a basketball
doing?
coach at the YMCA. I still work there today.
What were you doing in Las Vegas?
Oh, I model for a clothing company.
So you were modeling.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you get paid?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. How much did you get paid? Do you remember?
Not entirely, not exactly. I think it was like $1,500,
Good.
something, give or take.
And who paid for all the expenses to Vegas?
To Vegas, she did.
Well, why didn't you compensate her for that?
When I got the news that I was going to Vegas, I had all my... They flew me out. They flew me out. They would room me, pay for airfare. I had a place to go. She decided that she wanted to go to Vegas. We sat down. We planned out the whole trip. Okay. When we got to Vegas, her and I would disagree, as usual. And she went one way and I went another. I stayed with a friend. That's it.
How many days were you there?
In the hotel room, I think I stayed one day.
Okay. How many days?
One.
Okay. So you put him out after one day.
No, he only stayed one night away from me. He tried leaving me in the middle of Las Vegas by myself.
Yeah.
So I tried catching a flight home, which would have costed me a lot more money than...
How did you get to Vegas? Did you fly?
Yeah.
You flew. Well, his ticket was paid for.
No, it wasn't. I have the credit card receipts right here.
Oh, well, she says it wasn't paid for. Did
Your
you
Honor,
were you reimbursed by the company for your airfare there?
Normally they would have, but I opted to go with her since she wanted to go with me.
Yeah, right.
Ooh, he slipped. All right, how much was his plane ticket?
$345 for
His
the
plane
airfare.
ticket. Okay. And how much was the hotel room?
$214.76.
For both of you?
No, I divided all the costs by 2.
So it's clear to me that you were compensated, Mr. Jordan, for that. If you weren't, you were paid $1,500, probably plus expenses. You got the check. I assume you got the check to cover your expenses as $559. So far, you're off $559 for this trip to Las Vegas. What else does he owe you for? Don't say anything else. I'm giving you so far every benefit of the doubt, more benefit of the doubt than I usually would give to somebody who acts so dumb. What else does he owe you for?
The rental car?
Listen to me. Leave Las Vegas. Get on to something else.
Doctor bill.
Now, tell me about the doctor bill.
Ethan abused me, and I had to go to the doctor's.
When?
5/8.
Tell me what happened on May 8th.
He kicked me in the ribs, broke 2 of my toes, threw me
Well, tell me
against-
about the argument.
I don't know what actually the argument was about.
And how did the verbal argument escalate into a physical argument?
He came dashing from the living room, charging at me.
And?
Threw me against the kitchen cabinets, picked me up, threw me on the floor, spit on my face, and kicked me in the ribs.
Did you call the police?
I called my friend to come get me.
Did you call the police?
Not at that point.
When, after May 8th, did you call the police and report it?
I had a personal protection order put out on him on July 22nd. I didn't call the police on that incident.
Why not?
I don't have an answer for that. I'm sorry.
Mr. Jordan, you want to tell me what happened on May 8th?
Your Honor, I do remember the fight that we got into. I don't remember why I attacked her, but I do know that that was not the only incident that became physical between either one of us.
Did you suffer any injuries on May 8th, Mr. Jordan?
Your Honor, I've got scratches all over me, but I didn't go to Courtroom, I didn't go to the hospital or anything like that.
I see the doctor's report. Did you take her to the hospital, doctor, or whatever?
I don't remember her going to the hospital.
No, I took myself there, Your Honor.
Okay. Miss Knockhart, after May 8th, you went back to live with him.
He started staying...
Shh.
No.
Are you telling me that between May 8th and June, which is when you said you separated, because you said you separated in June,
Correct.
you didn't live together at all?
I stayed at my mom's a lot more because...
I'm not asking you a lot more. I'm asking you at all, Miss Knockhart.
Not that day or not the next day.
What about the third day?
Yes.
And when you went back the third day, did you share a room together?
No.
Not ever. Between May 8th and June when he...
Yes.
Ah.
Once or twice.
Miss Knockhart,
Yes.
I have no idea what this bill is for. This says that the closing date of the statement is May 8th. The doctor says that he saw you on April 23rd with regard to an assault. I would have assumed that if somebody broke your toes during the course of an assault, you would remember the month and date that it took place.
Yeah.
Well, I would assume that. Listen, are you her mother?
Yes, I am.
She lives by herself?
Yes.
How old is she?
25.
She's probably not old enough to live by herself.
No, she's more than capable. Her
I don't
judgment
think-
in men aren't that good.
Her judgment isn't that good.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
If you made 2 babies, it's your responsibility to put money into their households. If you can't afford a car yourself, you don't buy it.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Amanda Knockhart says her ex-boyfriend Ethan Jordan beat her up and broke her ribs. She's also suing for a loan and a trip to Las Vegas.
Where are you living now, Mr. Jordan?
I live with my brother.
You pay him rent?
No.
Problem is not an answer.
No, ma'am, I don't.
Why not?
Because he's my brother. He helped me out of this relationship.
Does your brother work?
He's a doctor.
And you just told me a moment ago that you've been working continuously.
Yes, ma'am. I have 2 jobs myself.
What is it with you that you think that other people are supposed to take care of you?
I don't believe that.
I'm not talking about her. Let's forget her for a second.
Okay.
How old are you?
27.
Grow up. Responsibility. You're supposed to pay your way. You're not supposed to spend all the money that you make on clothes. Sir, do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes, ma'am. I understand.
Listen, your mother says that you have lousy judgment in men. You better start getting better judgment in men. So far, the only thing he owes you is $559 for the trip to Vegas. That's his expenses, because I think he was reimbursed those expenses and you expected them. I can't figure out whether you were assaulted or when you were assaulted or what it was all about, because you brought no proof of that. So, Exercise better judgment in the future. That's my decision. Judgment for the plaintiff, $559. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
For her to let me live that long with her, drive her car, you know what I'm saying? She says I beat her up and she didn't make any kind of police report. It speaks for itself.
I think he just used me and he wanted somewhere to stay for free, and now he's found somewhere else to freeload.
The violent, tumultuous relationship. I didn't talk about how the fish hook I was beat with, or you know what I'm saying, spoons and whatever that was thrown at me. So I'm just happy that's all done over.
Of course, he's got to make me look bad because look at how he appeared in the courtroom. So
I wish her the best. I have no hard feelings for her, man. I hope she gets, you know, whatever's coming to her.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Pamphile versus Childers. Step forward, please.
25-year-old nurse's assistant Myva Pamphile is suing the father of her child, 26-year-old construction worker Dell Childers, for a loan. Dell says after the death of their child, Myva kept the insurance money.
Ms. Pamphile, the defendant was your boyfriend. You had 2 children together. Unfortunately, or sadly, I read in your complaint that one of your children died. One of your sons died. How old was he when he died?
10 months old.
This case involves an alleged loan. You claim that you lent the defendant a little over $2,000 to purchase a car that needed some repairs. Mr. Childers says you're just being mean. You collected $10,000 when your son died. You didn't share that with him, even though he feels as if he could have asked you to share that with him. He paid a lot of money over the years to you, and there was never any agreement to repay this money. That's your defense, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just curious, was there an insurance policy on your son?
Yes, ma'am.
Who took out that policy?
I did, ma'am.
How much was the funeral for your son?
$5,000.
Tell me about this loan to Mr. Childers.
Dell and I, we've been together off and on since 1996. He moved in January 2004, and he started looking around for a car. He said that he wanted to help me and his other child's mother take care of his kids. So he wanted to get a car.
That's really nice of him.
Yeah, that's what I thought. He already owes $30,000 in child support, and I lent him $200 for a down payment so that he could secure the car, and he made arrangements with the owner to come back on the 10th when I could withdraw my money once I got paid again to give him another $2,100. So that was a total of $2,300. Once he got his car, he started coming in at 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, not coming home. So, okay, I kicked him out because it wasn't working. So we waited a while. On the 24th, he kept calling me. He wanted to borrow some money to get an alternator.
How much more money did you give him?
Another $140.71 that I took out of my checking account using my debit card.
She used the word loan.
Just a second.
Those were...
Just shh. Do you owe her any money in child support?
I owe the state of California. I don't owe her. The whole time she had that policy out, the child support out on me, we were living together.
So, excuse me, what you're saying is during all the time that your children were born, the 2 of you were together, were living together?
Most of the time.
What happened when you weren't living with her? Were you sending her money for your boys?
No, but I was working and they were taking money out of my checks.
Do you have any proof of that, sir?
I didn't bring any today. I didn't think we would get that far into it.
How many children do you have?
I have 3.
3 living children. So you had 4.
I have 2 living children. I have 3 altogether.
So you have 2 living children, and now the 2 living children are living in 2 separate homes. You're not living in either one of them. Is that right?
I am living in my youngest child's life right now.
And
he
when
was
did you
cheating on me with her.
Shh. And when did you start to live with that woman?
2 weeks ago.
Mr. Childers, it is difficult enough, sir, to raise a child as a single parent. You're not supposed to make it more difficult. You're not supposed to drain money out of that household. You're supposed to put money into the household. Do you understand?
Yes, and I've done that.
I don't care what you've done in the past, sir. That's what you're supposed to do. You made 2 children with this lady. You know, that's your responsibility.
And it is.
Anything can have children. Fish, frogs, camels, elephants. A lot of things have children. Even those animals take care of their children until they're old enough to be out on their own. All I'm suggesting to you is, if you made 2 babies, it's your responsibility to put money into their households, if you're not living there, in order to help support them. You're not supposed to be a drain on the household. If you can't afford a car yourself, you don't buy it. You understand each other?
Yes.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,300. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. All rise. This is number 312 on the calendar in the matter of Norton versus Jackson. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat.
Mr. Norton, there was a time when you and Miss Jackson had a relationship. Is that right?
Yes.
According to your complaint, you had an argument. And during the course of that argument, Miss Jackson stabbed you with a knife.
Yes, ma'am.
There's no question that you were cut, you received stitches. You want her to pay for that assault.
Yes.
Miss Jackson says she was defending herself because you were in the process of assaulting her and you actually ran into the knife, which she had picked up for protection because you were hitting her. When did this assault take place, sir?
On the 19th of July.
Now, Miss Jackson has a counterclaim. Miss Jackson says that because of you assaulting her and her defending herself, she was arrested and she had to pay attorneys and she had other costs. So she is counterclaiming for not only the costs of her defending herself, but also for the assault that she alleges you committed against her. Correct?
Yes.
All right. 19th of July, 2004?
Yes.
You were at her house. What were you doing at her house, Mr. Norton?
Well, she had called me on my cell phone, and she had just had a baby, and she had told me that the baby was mine. But the whole time when she was pregnant, she said she was pregnant by some Marine dude in California.
A submarine dude?
Yeah, some Marine guy. She brags about him all the time like he's the best person in the world. So anyway, I come over to see the baby. I'm like, I thought you said it was his. And she just had it, because before she had a baby, like a couple years ago, she had a baby, she said it was mine. And I took a blood test, it wasn't even mine. So she was doing it again, so I'm like, it's not mine. I went to go look at the baby, and I said it didn't look like me. So she gets mad, she tells me to get out of her house, excuse my language. So as I'm leaving, I'm going out the door, I turn around, she's coming at me with a knife. I put up my arm, and she stabs me in the arm. She stabbed me so hard, the knife broke. And I ran outside, and the ambulance had came and picked me up out the street. I was laying in the middle of the street.
All right, Miss Jackson, you want to tell me your version of the events?
On the morning of July 19th, Mr. Norton was over at my house.
How did he get there?
He called me and told me that he couldn't get into his mother's house and asked me if he could spend the night. I don't even know Mr. Norton's telephone number at that time. Okay, so I said, sure. He came over that night. He spent the night. That morning, I was on the phone with my sister, and okay, so then I took the baby in there to lay him down. Then he said, quit making all the noise. I'm tired. I'm tired. I said, I know why you tired. You don't have no job no more. And then he jumps up, and he's like, don't be telling them bees my business. Came in my face. I'm in the bathroom. I was about to get in the bathtub. Then he pushed me, and I proceeded towards him to, move him. But he's punching me as I'm walking towards him. So I'm running out.
Where is it? Just a second. Where is he punching you?
He's punching me all here. He didn't ever hit me in my face. He just punched me in my body, my upper top of my body.
Now, were you dressed or undressed as you were going to take a bath?
No, I still had on my pajamas, a nightgown.
Okay, so go ahead.
Okay, so then I took off running I just ran to the first place. I ran to the kitchen. There was a knife on the counter. He still hit me in the back as I'm running. I grabbed the knife, and I'm doing it like this, saying, Kevin could just get out my house. I'm telling him to get out my house. And he wouldn't leave, and he came towards me, and that's when he got cut. I never swung the knife to cut him. I just held the knife out so he could leave. I could not run out the house because my children were in the house, in their room, asleep. And that's how it happened. Then he took off running out the door. And I did call the police, but his phone call got through before mine, or I don't know what happened. But
just a second. He ran out the door. He was cut.
I didn't know he was cut. Okay.
He ran out the door. He was cut. Mm-hmm. Who called the ambulance?
The police must have called the ambulance.
Oh, okay. Now, when did you call the police?
I called the police as soon as I shut the door and locked the door. I called them.
Okay. Did you call the police on your house phone?
No, I called off my cell phone.
Where was your cell phone?
It was on the couch.
You're her sister.
Yes, yes.
You sure you want to do this?
Yes.
I'd think twice about it. But if you're sure you want to do this, I'm ready for you.
Okay.
Step up here. Button your shirt.
It's but, oh.
It isn't buttoned. Did you go to a preliminary hearing when your sister was arrested?
No.
Did you ever tell a detective that you were on the phone with your sister during this altercation?
Yes.
That was a lie.
No,
No, that was a lie.
How was it a lie?
That was a lie. And I'm going to tell you how I know that was a lie.
How?
Because you just told me 2 seconds ago that you were going into the bathroom in your pajamas. You were still in your pajamas drawing a bath. I'm speaking, and he came into the bathroom, and you started to tussle with him, and you pushed him away from you.
I didn't push him away from me.
Yes, he started.
It's in the letter
I'm
statement that
speaking.
he wrote. He wrote me a letter.
Listen to me very carefully, madam. You said you pushed him away from you.
No, I ran. After he pushed me, I was running towards him.
And then you ran outside, and you got a knife. And you held up the knife. And then he got cut. And then you went back to the couch to pick up a phone, which is where you told me the cell phone was, where you called the police. However, in your answer that I read very carefully, you say, the DA eventually dismissed the charges because my sister had stayed on the other end of the phone while this incident occurred. No, she didn't. No, she didn't.
It's in this letter. He even admitted to her that he knows I was on the phone. I was on the phone the whole time. He wrote me a letter stating
You mean to tell me that the phone was in the bathroom?
I was on the phone.
In the bathroom getting ready to take a bath?
I ran my bath, but I was
Just a second. How did the phone then get on the couch?
Because I threw it down as I was running.
Let me see the letter.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Her last baby, she named after me, and it wasn't even mine. And this one, she's supposed to be with some Marine dude.
Yours, so what are you talking about?
I gotta keep the players straight, folks.
And later today,
After I picked her up, I noticed the bruises.
On her face.
Yes, ma'am.
There was something else that you found. You found a bite mark.
It was on her left forearm.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kevin Naughton claims ex-girlfriend Glory Jackson stabbed him in the arm. Kevin says Glory freaked out when he denied being the father of her child.
This doesn't say we're on the phone with your sister.
He said, I did not know you were on the phone with your sister.
And telling her your business. This doesn't say you were on the phone with your sister during the course of the incident.
That's what he's talking about in the letter.
Listen to me. That's not what it says. What else do you want to say?
I guess that's it.
No, not you.
Oh.
You.
I was on the telephone with her when I heard his voice, and I was asking her who that was. And she told me his name, and I said, who? She said, it's the guy that his relative lives next door to my mom. Yes. And I said, oh, okay, because I had met him before.
Yes.
And then, but he was cursing and yelling and everything in the back, and I was asking her why. Then the phone dropped, and it went dead. So I was on the telephone with her.
You didn't hear anything of this incident, is that right?
No, I heard him cursing at her, calling her the B word, slut, and all those type of things. Yes, I did.
Go ahead.
All right, I was going to say that she stabbed me so hard the knife broke. So it wasn't like I just ran into it. She came like this.
Did you go to the doctor after this assault? Not you. Okay. I know you did. Did you go to the doctor after this assault?
No, I was arrested.
Well, when you're arrested, they take photographs of you if you have bruises on your body.
I don't have bruises. Don't usually show up till a few hours later. I didn't have any bruises.
You mean he was punching you and hitting you and you didn't have any marks?
No.
Mm-hmm. You have a police report, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to see it.
You want to see my medical bills, too?
Yeah. You have any police report you want me to read?
I have a police report from a previous incident that we had.
I'm not interested in that.
Okay.
If you have a previous incident with him, madam, then you don't invite him over to your house to stay over.
I didn't invite him. He called me and asked me if he could stay there till the morning.
Huh. Did you tell him that you thought this baby was his?
No, I did not. His auntie told him that she thought that my baby was his. We were not even messing around at that time. He wanted it to be his very badly, as stated in the letter, so we can be a family, work it out. Oh. Yeah, that's what you said. You know you did.
What do you want to say, sir?
Man, I ain't never told her that She named her last baby. She named after me, and it wasn't even mine. And this one, she's supposed to be with some Marine dude.
I told you it wasn't yours, though. So what are you talking about?
I gotta keep the players straight, folks. Gotta keep the players straight. All right, you had medical bills of $817. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,000. Your counterclaim, madam, for false arrest is dismissed. I believe that your sister's full of baloney. I don't think that your sister heard anything that involved an assault, heard anything involving punching, hitting, or whatever. She may have heard him curse at you. She may have. I mean, I read what happened on that day. According to him, he told a totally consistent story with what happened that he told today. And he told that at the point where he was bleeding from his arm. He hardly had enough opportunity to make up a good story. You, on the other hand, did. Your counterclaim is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She was cool at first until I said it wasn't mine, and she flipped the script.
I told him that the baby wasn't his. It was a question, but I told him that it wasn't.
I'm through with it.
He always want to be over there and just be with me. I don't know. I just had a baby, so you know we weren't finna have no sex.
I can show you my cell phone. She called me last night and at the airport.
So he got his little money now. Maybe he can go get him something with his broke self.
She probably called me right after this.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Ward versus Stretch. Step forward, please.
27-year-old bill collector Lahia Ward is suing military technician Tommy Stretch for unpaid babysitting fees, lost wages, and defamation of character. Tommy claims Lahia abused his 11-month-old daughter.
Are you in the military, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
What branch of the military?
I'm in the Navy.
At the time of this incident, your daughter was 11 months old?
Yes, ma'am.
And Ms. Ward, you were a child care provider on the Navy base?
I was, yes.
It is your claim that Mr. Stretch made a report to Child Protective Services. That report, you claim, was filed maliciously by Mr. Stretch and or his wife, causing you lost income. You are suing him for that lost income and for defamation.
Correct.
Mr. Stretch says that he was obligated to file that because he felt as if his child was inadequately cared for at your facility. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
You don't deny that you filed the report?
No, ma'am, I did.
When did you bring your daughter to Mrs. Ward's home?
It was September of last year.
And how long did Miss Ward babysit for your daughter?
The original contract was for 3 days. The incident occurred in the middle of the second day.
Now, in the middle of the second day, what happened, Miss Ward?
His child was a little cranky the whole day. She once laid down for a nap.
How many other children were you caring for that day?
3.
How old were they?
2 2-year-olds and a 1-year-old.
And how many assistants did you have that day?
None.
Did you bring the baby to her house, or did your wife?
No, ma'am, my wife dropped her off.
What time?
I don't remember. I believe it was around 7:30.
And what time did you get a call that something had happened with your daughter?
My wife called me approximately between 1 and 1:30.
What time did you discover what you claim was 2 little red marks on the child's face?
At 12:30 when the child woke up from a nap.
Aside from these 2 little red marks on the child's face, I assume you have photographs of that?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to see it.
I have a video.
There was something else that was discovered when you went to pick up your daughter. What was that?
After I picked her up, I noticed the bruises. I asked Miss Ward, you know, what happened. She explained to me her side of it. And
which was?
The child laid down for a nap and she had overalls on. And apparently she was very cranky. She wasn't feeling too well. So while she was getting comfortable, she laid apparently on the button on her overall. And that's what caused the 2 little marks. Where the
That's what you think?
Correct, that's what I think.
It's possible. Mm-hmm. It's also possible she got hit. Now, there were periods of time, for instance, when you went to the bathroom, that you weren't in the room with the toddlers. So it's possible that somebody else hit her. One of the other children hit her, right?
Right.
But according to what I read in the complaint, there was something else that you found. You found a bite mark.
Yes, ma'am. It was on her, I believe it was on her left forearm. I asked Miss Ward about it, why she hadn't said anything to me about it, and it was quite apparent from her response that she had no idea it was there.
How do you explain the bite mark?
When he showed me the bite mark, it did not appear to me that it was done that day.
Why?
It wasn't red. It just didn't look to me like it was done that day. I have children, and I kind of took a judgment on that. You know, at that time...
Maybe it was done the day before.
Could have possibly been.
You have other children?
No, ma'am, I do not.
All right, let me see the video, please.
Bruises from daycare on my child. Left cheek right by the eye. 2 bruises. One nearest her eye with the cut in the middle. This is the outfit she was wearing.
Show that better.
Daycare provider claims my daughter was sleeping in a crib, and that these buttons, which are smooth metal buttons, said she claims she slept on them, and that they bruised her face. My daughter also has on her left forearm bite marks, which are starting to go away. The other mark that was left on her is right next to her right ear and on part of her right earlobe.
Look at Mommy.
Pretty little girl. Okay. You did not, I assume, bring your daughter back to Miss Ward
No, ma'am, I did
after
not.
that. So she was with you for about a day and a half. Is that right?
She left at 2:30, and our contract ended at 3:30, so almost 2 days, yes.
Okay. And at some point, you called Child Protective Services.
Yes, ma'am.
So?
Okay. He called Child Protective Service a month later. There were several discrepancies in the allegations made. On September 30th, I received a call from my monitor stating that Mr. Stretch was at the Child Resource and Referrals Office looking for daycare. At that point, he stated that his child got hurt in my home, and that day I called them to come pick up their child immediately, which was not true.
So what?
Okay.
You mean you don't think that they have the right and the obligation to call and report your negligence? Child was clearly hurt at your facility.
Right, and I don't deny that.
When you have 4 babies that you're taking care of, you need an extra pair of hands. You have an absolute right and an obligation to say, I don't think she watched my child well enough. So why are you here?
All right. On that day, the doctor advised him to take pictures and call Child Protective if he felt it was necessary. I think he noticed that the bite marks did not occur in my house, but like you said, it could have happened in my home. Okay, fine. He insinuated.
Listen to me. He didn't bite his daughter.
No. No, it was a child.
And it was a child, and he doesn't have any other children.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyhow, that day, the doctor, he insinuated that the child was hit with knuckles when he called Child Protective Services. And another day, he said that the child looked like she was slapped. So there were several discrepancies made on what actually...
He doesn't know what happened. It happened on your watch.
Correct.
You want him to do everything right? Is that what you want?
No, I don't feel like...
Miss Ward, I don't know why you're here, madam.
All right.
I would keep this very, I certainly wouldn't expose this to a national audience. Are you still doing daycare?
No, ma'am.
That's a very good thing. Your case is dismissed. That's all. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He insinuated the child was slapped, punched.
Found in the matter of Biggert versus Reed. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat.
Mr. Biggert, the defendant is your former wife, and it is your claim that since you've been divorced, separated, and under a child support order, you have overpaid some $3,500 in child support.
Yes.
You say that it was not an overpayment, the money was used for the children, and there was some sort of an agreement for him to pay you additional money. You have a counterclaim for $700 because you say he was ordered to pay $700 in attorney's fees for some sort of a custody proceeding the 2 of you were involved with, and he did not pay that amount. When were you divorced?
1988.
And you have 2 children?
Yes.
How old are they?
Howard is 18 and Sarah is 16.
And what was the child support order?
It was approximately $1,200 per month.
And during what period of time did you overpay?
I'm assuming it was over the whole period because when I received the paperwork from the court, it just said we did an investigation from the time you started paying child support until the end of August.
So over a 13-year period?
Yes.
And you can't definitively say over what period of time you made these overpayments?
No.
Should have kept better records. Was the overpayment agreed to be reimbursed by the defendant at any time in court?
I was not aware there was an overpayment until I received the paperwork from the court saying they had done an investigation into the child
Let
support.
me see the piece of paper you received. At the time you received this order, it indicates that $3,573.85 was overpaid over the course of 13 years.
Yes.
I'll hear you.
All the money that I got was spent on the kids.
Were you aware of the fact, Mrs. Reed, that you were being overpaid?
Not at the time, no, because the checks always fluctuated.
When did you become aware that you were receiving too much money?
About a month and a half ago when I got it through the mail.
And when did you become aware of the fact, sir, that you had overpaid child support?
When I received that notice in the mail from the
When
court.
did you remarry, Mrs. Reed?
May of this year.
Prior to that, both children lived with you?
Yes.
And did your former husband see the children regularly?
No.
Did you see the children?
At times, but not.
You have a reasonable relationship with your children?
Yes.
Do either of your children live with you now?
I have custody of my daughter,
And how old is she?
16,
Which she does not live with him.
Who does she live with?
my second ex-wife.
Do you pay child support to your second ex-wife?
I reimburse her for any expenses that she incurs for my daughter, or I pay the expenses directly.
Under what circumstances did your daughter leave your home?
I think it was because I finally got help raising the kids, and I think it was too structured and she didn't like it.
Do you work?
Oh, yes. I have a beauty salon.
Are you under a current child support order for your 16-year-old daughter?
No.
How come?
Well, probably when she went to live with her dad, it was all of a sudden, and I was told she was moving in with her father. 3 weeks later, I find she's living with her stepmother. So I was not very happy about that. And no one's ever requested child support from me. But as my income compared to his income, I don't think there would be much anyways.
I'm not so sure.
Well,
how many children do you have?
5.
How many children do you have?
2.
I guarantee you if somebody requested child support, you would pay it.
Oh, definitely.
What kind of income did you have at the time that the children were living with you?
It was about $11,000 a year. So it was like all I could do to keep us in the house that we bought together when we were married, but I wanted to keep the kids where they were raised.
I want to do a calculation for you, Mr. Biggert. Maybe it will make you feel better. Difference of $3,500 over the 13-year period. Do you know what that comes out to, Mr. Biggert? $22 a month.
Yes.
Or $5 a week. So nobody got rich on that difference. And quite frankly, I don't feel justified in saying to the defendant, who really didn't know that she had received an overpayment, now you have to come up with $3,500, unless you can tell me that you don't think that she spent that $5 a week, at least in part, on the children.
Well, I think, Your Honor, that she's probably spent more than that, and I spent more than that over that 13-year period myself.
Right. That's a good thing. Okay. You want to tell me about this counterclaim that you have?
Yes, I've got information that he was to pay for our son being custody changed last year. It was ordered that he pay me the amount of $900.
$900 for what?
The attorney fees for the custody.
What happened with that custody proceeding?
Well, actually, my son come back to live with us, with LG and I, and the 900 attorney fees, it says here, was to be paid to me to pay my lawyer. And so far, Herb's paid 200 of it, and said he would pay me, or if I paid the other 700, he would deduct it from the 3,500 that I owed, and he would only be suing me for the 2,800.
Mm-hmm.
And I just didn't feel that was correct.
What did you
when
feel
the
was
court
correct?
order, because I have a court order here stating that he's to pay it.
You have a court order that he was to pay $900 for your attorney, and he's got a court order that says that he's supposed to pay so much for child support. He overpaid you in child support. You want me to give more recognition to your order than to his?
No.
So why should he pay you a penny?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Herbert Biggert says ex-wife Kim Reed owes for the return of child support. Herbert claims he overpaid and Kim kept the money.
Go ahead.
This was supposed to be paid back in January, and it was not paid.
I understand. Well, that's your counterclaim. He's what?
Your Honor, if I might, you said yourself we were talking about $5 a week over 13 years.
Right. But it accumulates to $3,500.
Exactly.
Right.
This court order was basically after the fact as far as paying the attorney fees from a change of custody.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the countersuit.
When was the order?
January 9th, 2001.
Okay. No, he was still paying child support in January of 2001, sir.
Yes.
He was still overpaying child support in January of 2001.
But we didn't know until now.
I understand that. But for you to suggest that I'm going, or anyone would order him to pay you $700 or $900 for your attorney's fees when you have collected $3,500 in excess of this child support award, even over 13 years, is ludicrous. It's ludicrous. Especially, Miss Reed, since, and I don't know all of the facts, but you have a 16-year-old for whom you are paying zero support.
Because I was never ordered yet.
If a man, Miss Reed, if a man said that to me in court, I don't have to pay child support because I was never ordered to pay it. I would wipe up the floor with them. You don't have to be ordered to pay support for a minor child. That's your obligation. That's your obligation as a parent.
But I do not have the funds that he has. And
doesn't make any difference.
But if my daughter needs something, I do go get her and take her.
No. You don't have to have the same funds that he has. Child support obligations are supposed to be fair. And you have perhaps less funds than he does, and he has more obligations than you do. You have yourself and your husband, and he's got himself, and he has at least 4 children that he's supporting. One is emancipated, but he has 4 children for whom he pays support, including your daughter, who is no longer living with you. So you should be paying something to his ex-wife every month.
To his ex-wife, I would.
Well, then you should be, and you don't have to wait for a court order to do that.
Well, see, I never understood how all this went. When I had both my children, he paid me. When he had Howard, or one of my children, and I had the other, it just got cut in half, and I didn't have to pay for Howard, so I didn't understand that I really should have to pay for her. And knowing that, I have no problem. I just didn't know.
Well, just a minute. I mean, I just want you to think about this. Howard went to live with his father, so he paid you half of what he had been paying.
Right.
Why should he pay you anything?
I don't
Why should he pay you anything? Now, you have 1 child, he has 1 child, and you each support the 1 child that you have in your custody. You think it's sort of fair that his child support order was cut in half. To me, you have far fewer obligations. You have a working mate, and if 1 child is living with you and 1 child is living with him, then what you do is you each take care of the child that's living with you. We shouldn't have to pay you a penny. That's fair. I try to be a fair person. In any event, Mr. Biggard, while I am minorly sympathetic with your position, the truth of the matter is, if you never got this piece of paper from child support enforcement, you would not have known that you had overpaid over the course of 13 years an additional $5 a week. Correct?
Yes.
You would have been able to sleep easier.
Yes.
Right? Not a big deal. On the other hand, because the money went for your kids. There's no question that if she had an extra $5 a week, she didn't go out and buy herself a sable coat. That be a fair statement?
Yes.
All right. On the other hand, it is the height of chutzpah. You know chutzpah?
I know chutzpah.
To suggest that I'm going to give you any part of your counterclaim after you have been enriched over the course of 13 years, the amount of $3,500. So your counterclaim is dismissed, your lawsuit is dismissed. Go be nice parents to your children, don't fight anymore, and try to be happy.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank you. When the court determined that I had overpaid, and I thought it was fair to receive the money back.
I spent it on the children.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Aikman versus Ward. Step forward, please.
29-year-old store manager Christine Aikman is suing her ex-fiancé, 34-year-old auto mechanic James Ward, for the return of her belongings. James says she gave him the belongings in exchange for a car.
Ms. Aikman, how long did you and the defendant live together?
6 years.
When did you separate?
We actually separated shortly after Christmas of last year.
And according to your complaint, when he left, he took some property that was yours?
Correct.
And that he owes you for some rent?
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Ward says he doesn't owe you anything for rent, and that the things that he took, it was a trade-off with a car that you had had together. That you took the car, and that was the agreement that he would be able to take certain property. All right, so I have a few questions. When you lived together for this 6-year period, how did you handle the finances, Ms. Aikman?
With his paychecks, he'd take care of rent, other little things. With mine, I'd take care of our cable, our lights, food, necessities.
And how much was the rent?
$5.95 plus gas.
And when you had to buy things for the house, how did you do that?
It would just depend on what money was where, what was left.
So tell me about these things that you say that he took that belonged to you. What did he take?
He took an antique bed that was given to me by my grandfather. My grandmother had passed away. I was also given her...
Okay. So a bed that was a gift to you.
Right.
From your grandmother. Justice. Sure. Let's deal with one thing at a time, please. An antique bed that was a gift to you. Not purchased, it was a gift to you. All right, Mr. Ward, let's deal with the bed. You took the bed.
All I have is a box spring and a frame, and it was given to both of us by her grandfather.
When you say
her
a box...
mattress, I left the mattress.
I'm not talking about the mattress. The bed itself, the
Just a steel frame and 2 box springs is all.
Not
the
a
original
headboard?
bed.
It doesn't
Not
have a headboard?
No headboard, no nothing.
Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Give me a break. What kind of an antique frame? I never heard of an antique frame. I heard of an old frame, but I never heard of an antique frame.
She's had it forever.
Oh, Miss Aikman, give me a break. Move on. What's next?
All right. I also have a 27-inch color TV.
Now, where did the 27-inch color TV come from?
I purchased it with my tax refund about 4 years prior.
4 years ago while you were still together?
Yes.
While you were sharing your money?
Correct.
Okay. What's next?
There's also the antique, or the quilt that my grandmother handmade that I cannot replace.
Quilt? Where's the quilt?
It's not an antique, it's store-bought.
I don't care.
And she said I could have it with the bed, with everything else.
Yeah, she wants her quilt back.
Okay.
We'll put it in a box and send it back to her. It came from her grandmother. What's next? One quilt. What's next?
And the color TV.
How many TVs did you have?
We had one that worked and one that didn't. He conveniently left the one that didn't.
What else did he leave?
Well, the bedroom set that was given to me, he actually left that.
Bedroom set?
Yes. Washer and dryer. He left me my kitchen.
Kitchen set?
Actually, he took the kitchen table and chairs, but he left me my dishes, my pots and pans. He did leave all that.
So far, what's the vision in my head is that what you get back is the quilt. What's next?
And the back owing in rent that he left when he left in the middle of the night on January 27th.
Now, had you paid January's rent, sir?
No, I haven't. I made arrangements with the landlord, gave him a 30-day notice.
When did you do that, sir?
January 1st.
Well, that's not 30 days notice if you left on the 27th.
I gave him the 3rd. I told him the 3rd of February.
Okay. And
I
so
moved out earlier.
Show me the proof that you paid January's rent, because that was your arrangement. You were going to pay the rent. She was paying.
I haven't paid it yet. I made arrangements with him. I needed the money to move into another place.
So you haven't paid it yet?
No, I haven't.
All right, so that's what. So you owe her. All right, now how much did you have to pay?
I had to pay $710, Your Honor.
Let me see. And what the rent was what the rent was $595. Is that right?
Plus gas.
And how much is the gas?
$73.57 plus $20 late fee.
Your Honor.
What?
There was a $250 deposit on those apartments.
Okay.
That I should at least be entitled to discount half of that.
They were only going to give back $100 for cleaning since they left it trashed.
Who left it trashed?
They brought 3 kids to the apartment after I moved out, and when they vacated on the 27th.
How much was the security deposit that was left?
As far as what I know and what the landlord told me, there probably wasn't going to be much left.
Well, that you have to proceed with the company anyway. You know you owe her this money. You said you needed this money to move into a new apartment. You owe her the money because your responsibility was to pay the rent. She paid for all the other bills. You were there practically the entire month of January, so that was your responsibility.
Right.
The rent. Other than that,
I also paid the electric and the cable bills.
All right. Listen, after 6 years, don't bother me with nonsense. Will you please? Okay. You get your quilt back because that was an antique. Tell me about this car. When did you purchase it, sir?
In 1999, we got it financed.
And you both paid for that car?
Yes, we did.
Is that right? And you now have the car?
I do. Because I was the only one that was licensed and insured on that car.
Doesn't make any difference, but you both paid for it and you have the car.
Right. Okay. Because when I took my name off the leasing, they gave him 10 days to get a driver's license and insurance.
Your Honor, that's totally false.
I'm not listening. Did I look at you to speak?
No.
I was the only one insured.
I don't care. What I'm saying to you is, let's be fair about this. You had a car that you drove as a couple for 2 years.
Correct.
You each paid a portion of what it took to maintain that car and to pay it off to finance it.
Correct.
Is that right?
I'm still paying it off. Yes.
Well, that's fine, but during the time you were both paying for it.
Correct.
You now have the car. You're getting the benefit of some of his payments for the car. Is that right?
That's right.
So why should he give you the last month's rent?
Because I was kind enough to let him stay in the apartment, not kick him out when he didn't sign the lease. He hadn't signed the lease.
He hadn't signed the lease. What difference did it make whether he signed the lease or not? He was paying the rent. So my question to you is, for 2 years, you each contributed to the monthly payment on a car.
Correct.
And how many years do you have left to pay on the car?
November, I believe, of this year it will be paid off.
Fine. So now you have a car to which he contributed over the course of 2 years. Is that right?
Correct.
So you get nothing for rent. Goodbye. Have a good life. Have a happy life. Have a safe trip home.
Parties Act, you. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Mr. Smith, according to your complaint, you were in a romantic relationship with the defendant and made a loan to her in the amount of $1,400.
That's correct.
She says you did give her $1,400, but the operative word was gift. It was just a gift. How long did you know her before you gave her this $1,400?
We were in a romantic relationship for approximately 2 months.
Under what circumstances did you give her the money?
Well, we had a downfall in our relationship in September, which was my fault.
September 2000.
September of 2000.
Okay.
And I was at fault, but I sincerely cared for the woman, so I wanted to get back with her. We had begun having discussions about how we might do that. She had never promised that she wanted to get back to me, but she admitted she still had feelings for me.
That I would be your friend.
Shh. Don't interrupt him. Go ahead.
A couple weeks into that status of the relationship, it became evident that she had financial problems.
What do you mean it became evident?
Well, all of our conversations would center around the fact that she had problems with her bills. The reason she told me was she had paid a school loan in full, and thinking that she would have enough to cover her day-to-day bills, but could not. This came out about, I'd say, about a week of discussing her, financial distress. Basically, she would be vague on the phone, stating that she did have financial problems, but wouldn't delve into it because she didn't trust me because I had betrayed her, and so on and so forth. But eventually, she did divulge it, and I, offered several suggestions to go to her mother, to others people, to apply for a loan. She said she had bad credit, and so there was no way she could get the money. And I had strong feelings for her and her son, and I wanted her to weather that storm. So I offered her the money.
What did you say to her?
That I can offer her, whatever amount of cash she has, but it would be on a loan basis. And I offered suggestions on how I could be there for her so that if she had an extra job waiting tables or something like that, that she could obtain extra income. I would watch her son or whatever. But I'm no position to offer that money as a loan.
Well, did you say it? Just a second.
I mean,
you're telling that to me. Did you tell that to her?
Yes.
That you were in no position to offer it as a gift. You don't mean a loan. Did you say that to her?
I stated that it would be a loan.
Well, tell me about what she said to you. I need $1,400.
Well, I said to her, I said, Tarvia, how much are you in the hole for? I mean, just
That's
break it down.
That's what I want to hear, the conversation.
She said, well, I need about $1,400. And I told her, well, I can give you $1,400. The word give as in
Oh, just tell me the conversation. I will interpret it, sir.
Okay.
You said I can give you $1,400. And what did she say?
She said, well, she didn't feel comfortable with that because of the status of our relationship.
And what did you say?
And I said, well, then, it's up to you. I'm offering that to you, and you're certainly welcome to take it, but as a loan. It's not a gift. I'm a physician, but I'm not board certified in a residency yet, so I only earn, X amount of dollars, and I have
Don't tell
significant
that
debt.
to me. Listen to me, Mr. Smith, Dr. Smith.
Yes.
Don't tell that to me unless that's what you said to her. I don't think that's what you said to her. I'm not board certified, so I'm in no position to offer it to you as a gift.
Well,
I want to know the conversation.
I did say, Tarvia, I have a lot of debt myself, but I have credit because of my income potential, so I can get whatever you need.
I can get whatever you need.
Right.
I want you to tell me if there was ever any discussion with her about how she was going to pay you back.
Yes.
Tell me about that part of the discussion.
She told me that the owner, she works at an insurance company, it's family owned, that the owner was planning to have a plastic surgical operation done, and that in her stead, or absence, Tarvia could perform extra paperwork on the weekends, and for that she would compensate her. And I, when I lent the money, I said, well, then we'll make a fair payment plan, something that's reasonable that you can pay back over time.
And what did she say?
And she said, okay. I don't think she felt comfortable with it because of her situation. Well, I think she was embarrassed, one, that she had financial problems, and two, because of the status of her relationship, whether we were going to get back together or not. She felt uncomfortable receiving money, but she needed it.
I know, I understand that, but she did say to you that she was going to try to get this extra work so that she could pay you back.
Yes, she did.
Okay, now I'll hear you.
Okay. As far as the conversation is concerned, he asked me over repeatedly what was wrong with me because I was vague. I didn't talk very much to him on the phone. I told him After our breakup, after we stopped talking or whatever, he pursued me and pursued me and pursued me, and I told him that we could be friends, that I would still speak to him and talk to him on a friendship level. I never led him on or anything more than that. I spoke to him as a friend. Okay. He asked me what was wrong. I seemed vague. What was the problem, you know, and so on and so on. And it wasn't just one conversation. I talked to him more than a week, and he still said I seemed vague. I told him that I did have problems. He kept asking me what it was, what he could do to help, guessing at what it may be, this and this and that. Eventually, I just told him, you know, I have financial problems right now, you know, and he's like, well, what is it? I can help you with it. What do you need me to help you with? And I told him no. I didn't need help from him. He said, well, you know, could you go to a family member? Could you? And I just said, no, you know, I'll figure it out. And he said, no, you know, I care about you. I want to work it out. What can I do to help you? You can ask him. He did actually. I mean, please let me help you. Please, I'll do whatever it takes to help you. That's exactly what he said.
Okay.
You know, I told him no for quite a while. Then finally he's like, well, I just want to help you, you know, whatever. I will give you this, is what he said. The whole thing about him not
Just a second. I can give you what?
I will give you what money you need.
Did you tell him in what amount?
Yes.
$1,400?
Yes.
Did you, in fact, have a discussion with him about the place where you work and being able to get extra hours?
The place where I work, on Saturdays, which we do this quite often, we can stay late and do extra stuff.
So you did have that discussion with him?
But I could do that at any time.
I don't know.
Yes, I did. Yes.
So that you could make extra money?
Yes. So that I could make extra money, period.
Not to return the money that he was going to give you?
So I could make extra money, period, because I was in financial, I did have financial problems, yes.
Well, once he gave you the $1,400, did that take care of your financial problems?
Pretty much.
Well, if that took care of your financial problems, then it's reasonable to have said that you could work an extra hour or so on Saturdays to get that money back to him over a period of time, isn't it?
Yeah, it's reasonable to say that.
Good.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Eric Smith claims ex-girlfriend Tarvia LaHue owes him for a loan. Tarvia says Eric gave her that money.
Okay, Mr. Smith, he was your friend.
He was my friend until he started stalking me and harassing me and waiting outside my house, calling me all times of the night, calling me at work, telling me he was going to kill himself, asking me who would take care of my son, totally obsessing over me, calling my friends, finding out.
Was that before or after the $1,400?
This is after.
Well, I understand from you that he transferred the money directly into your bank. Is that right?
Yes.
On what date did he transfer the money into your bank?
I don't know the exact date.
Give me
October 19th, Your Honor.
When did you stop speaking to him after October 19th?
I actually never stopped speaking to him. You mean on a friendly basis?
On any basis.
I didn't stop speaking to him until I changed my phone number in January because he kept calling at all times of the night.
Mr. Smith, when was she supposed to make her first payment to you?
December 1st.
And how did you come up with that date with her?
Well, I lent her the money on, we made an agreement, a written agreement on October 18th, 2000.
You have a written agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
May I see it, please?
I also have evidence of the transfers. I don't know if you need that.
There's no issue as far as the money is concerned, but I would like to see just the written agreement you have with her.
Okay.
That's the written agreement?
That's the written agreement.
Okay.
Where did you go to medical school, Dr. Smith?
I went to the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine.
Did you sign that?
Yes.
When? When?
The date is on the page.
When did you sign it, I asked you?
On the date.
On what date did you sign that document, madam?
October.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Where were you?
He brought this to my house.
That's incorrect, Your Honor.
Did he bring it to your house before or after he transferred the money to your account?
After.
May I respond, Your Honor?
No. Can I see now from that packet the day of the transfer of the money to her account?
Originally, at my residence, which is where the transfer took place,
I just want to see.
I wrote checks. Then the next day, it appeared that 3 days was not enough time for the check to clear and for her to resolve her financial difficulties. So She held on to the checks, returned them to me later that evening, and during the course of that afternoon, I had made a wire transfer from my credit card to my checking account to her account.
So the day before you made this wire transfer to her account, she signed this
That's
loan
correct.
agreement.
I would not issue money without a contract.
Well, how do you account for this if it was a gift?
I signed that after the fact.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, no, no. You signed it before. It's dated the 18th of October of 2000.
Right. That's the date that the money was transferred.
No, it was transferred on the 19th. I have the bank statement. But what difference does that make, whether it was done on the 18th or the 19th?
It does, because it was a gift. He gave it to me.
And what you signed this document for, that you were going to
So he would leave me alone?
You mean in the one day?
No, in the
one day you wanted him to leave you alone?
No.
So then what'd you sign the loan agreement for?
So he would leave me alone after the fact.
You're pretty slick. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,432, which is including the interest, as agreed. That's all.
Parties are excused. May step out.
He was harassing me, and at the point where I signed that, I would have done anything just for him to leave me alone.
Never once did I ever threaten her safety.
His whole behavior, him threatening to kill himself.
Until the clear demise of the relationship, I tried to get her to come back to me.
Following me, driving by my house.
My actions were no way outside the realm of somebody who was a jilted lover and actually cared for her.
He told me he had nothing else but his job to live for.
I care about the woman. I still care about the woman.
He's crazy.
I don't think that that's crazy. I don't think that it's unfounded.
And now the next case.
All parties on Fiorello versus Kraft. Step forward, please.
33-year-old sales manager Vincent Fiorillo is suing 24-year-old graphic designer Danielle Kraft for backing into his car in a nightclub parking lot. Danielle says Vincent was illegally parked.
Mr. Fiorillo, according to what I've read, you were at a club, some sort of club or a bar. Your car was parked outside in a parking lot. Is that right?
Yes.
Some folks came in and told you that your car had been hit. You went outside. You found that your car had, in fact, been hit, and it was hit by the defendant in her car.
Yes, Your Honor.
The defendant acknowledges that she hit your car. Her defense is twofold. First, that your car was parked illegally, and second, that you were annoying her. Tell me about your defense.
I was at the club that night and hanging out there, and he kept approaching me all night long, following me around wherever I went, and it was just driving me crazy. So I told my friend Andrew, let's go. I said, I can't take this anymore. So we decided to leave, and as I was pulling out of the parking spot, I ended up hitting his car, which wasn't even in a parking spot. He was illegally parked. The club was packed that night, so he decided to make up his own parking spot, and I then hit his car.
Or was he parked next to you? Explain to me how
he was parked right behind me. I was like in the parking spot, and he was parked right behind me, and as I was backing out, I thought I had enough room to clear him, and I couldn't get out. So then when I hit his car, I then proceeded. There was police officers in the parking lot, so they seen the whole thing happen.
So you stopped?
I stopped right away. And
good thing the police officers were there.
Oh, I would have stopped anyway. That's the kind of person I am.
Okay.
And then Andrew went into the club to page saying whoever owned this vehicle to please come out. And we waited for a good over an hour. Nobody comes out. So then the police officer runs the plates and find out it's Vincent's car. I was like, oh, what is my luck? Of all people I had to hit, had to be the guy who was driving me nuts all night long. I was like, that's my luck. So he then goes inside, gets him, he comes out, and he's like, don't worry about it, it's no big deal. He's like, I was planning on getting my car painted in a few weeks, don't worry about it. And I was like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to hit your car. Here's my number, here's my insurance information, I'm sorry. And he's like, don't worry about it, it's no big deal, just give me your phone number and we'll work something out. And
shh, please.
So the police officers said, well, if you have it under control, if you don't want to fill out a traffic report, and he said no, he doesn't want to. I said, well, then I'm fine with it also. So we then proceeded to leave.
You gave him your phone number?
I gave him my phone number.
What'd you give him your phone number for?
So if there was any problems with the car, I would have paid for it if he decided to change his mind, because I'm not that kind of person to just hit and take off.
So you gave him your phone number, even though he had been annoying you, so that when he found out what the damage was to the car, he was going to call you.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you wouldn't have given him your phone number, as nice a person as you were, because he was annoying you. He was the reason you were leaving the club. Mm-hmm. So you weren't going to give this nut who was annoying you your phone number.
I really didn't want to.
But the police were there?
Yes.
All right, okay. So you gave him your phone number and he called with an estimate?
An estimate of about $200, he told me. I said, okay, let me know where you're taking the car. I'll go there. I'll give them the money. I don't want to give you the money directly. He's like, okay. And then he asked me out on a date. And I told him I wasn't interested. And he's like, okay, well, where do you live? I said, you don't need to know where I live. I was like, wherever you're taking your car, let me know. I'll meet you over there. About a week or so goes by, and I had another message on my machine saying, well, Danielle, I'm sorry. I had another estimate done. It's a lot higher than I thought. So I was like, okay. And I just kind of left it at that. And then I ended up going into surgery, so I was out at my parents' house for over a month, and that's why I wasn't able to get in any contact with him.
You mean there were no phones at your parents' house?
He didn't have the number over there.
No, you didn't have his number?
No.
But you knew his name.
Mm-hmm.
Did you try to get his number?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
I ended up staying at my parents' house, and within this time, he was coming by my house. He ended up finding out where I lived. He was leaving notes on my door. My dad found notes on the door saying, listen, what's going on?
Okay, let me see the estimates, please.
Pictures too?
Yeah.
Your Honor, can I dispute something that she says?
Yes.
Prior to me getting the estimate, I called her up and I says, I'm going to be getting the estimate. She turned around and said, how much do you think it would be? I said, well, I'm at an auto mechanical. It's probably going to cost $200 or more. I mean, I didn't say it was going to be exactly $200, but I'm at a mechanic. I wouldn't know.
All right, listen to me. You don't have a problem, Mr. Fiorello. There's no question, sir, that you took this car to a very reasonable place. It's charging you $600 to fix this. Fix it, paint it. Right?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
You're right. Miss Kraft really doesn't have a legitimate defense when she says your car was parked illegally.
I have photos of where his car was parked.
It doesn't make any difference, madam, because you hit his car, and then you sent somebody into the club to find him, right? And ultimately he was found. If his car was parked illegally in a spot where you could not get your car out safely, what you do is you send the person into the club to find whoever's car it is and say, move your car because I can't pull my car out safely. You don't ram into his car. That's what you do. And it's not a defense because his car isn't moving, your car is. You could have called the police if his car was parked illegally, and you say the police were right in the parking lot. They would have towed his car away if it was parked illegally. That might have cost you some inconveniences to time, but this is going to cost you $609, judgment for the plaintiff.
Parties are excused. U.S. versus Hawa. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Ms. Smith, the defendant was your mother's boyfriend, according to what I've read. And a couple of years ago, you purchased a car. You had no credit. The agreement was that the car would be purchased in the defendant's name. You would make all of the payments on the car and maintain the insurance. It is your claim that you did just that. And despite the fact that you made all the payments on the car, the defendant repossessed the car. Yes. Is that right? The defendant says that you did have such an agreement, but that you were, in fact, irresponsible in making those payments in a prompt fashion. That's why he repossessed the car. And he's countersuing. Ultimately, you say in your answer that she destroyed your credit, and that's what you're suing for. Is that right?
Also lost the value of the car, or what's the market value today, and what's owed on the loan.
Okay. So when was the car purchased?
In February of '99.
Okay. When was the car repossessed?
January 17, 2001.
So you had the car for almost 2 years?
Uh-huh.
And what were the monthly payments on the car?
The monthly payments were $426.89.
When were the payments due?
On the 27th of the month with a 20-day grace period.
Is the 20-day grace period in any of the paperwork that you have?
We don't have any paperwork. I have the payment book showing when the payment is due.
The payment book would also say what your grace period is. It should say. No, all it says is that it's due on the 27th of each month.
The bank let us know that we had 20 days grace period.
You have to show me that in writing. This says the 27th.
Okay.
Okay? So now you're going to show me 2 years' worth of payments of $426.89.
Yes. I paid $427 just because
it was easier.
89 cents. It was easier.
Okay.
I don't have every receipt because we were friends.
No.
Okay.
Every receipt you have to have.
Okay.
Why did you black out
I didn't do that. When you go, because I'm not Imran Hauer, the tellers will mark it out because they don't want me knowing the balance on the card. That's the big argument in this, is I've wanted to know for a long time what's going to principal, what's going to interest each time, and Imran hasn't kept up on his end of the deal by letting me know that by calling the bank.
Just a second. I only have 12 receipts. You should have 23 receipts.
I don't have those because some of them are in the car that he came and took.
That's not true either.
I made every payment on that car.
But you only have proof of 1 year when you kept the car for 2 years, right?
Yes, but...
Okay. Now,
you'll see
do you have a payout from the credit union?
Yes, I do, ma'am.
As to what payments were received and what payments were not received?
I have a payout as of 12/29 of this past year. That's the last one I got.
Let me see it.
It was made from since then.
Let me see it.
Here you go.
Because you repossessed the car immediately thereafter?
Yes.
Okay. How many payments does it say she missed on this thing?
Since December 99, she's made 11 late payments. And that our agreement was to be responsible as far as...
Well, I see the late charges.
Yes. Also, here's some here late notices, too, that would also...
Your Honor, I never received any of those. And I never knew that the payments were late that long.
That's not
or I
true.
would have never made the payments late that long.
That's not true, Your Honor. Countless times I phoned the plaintiff. She'd keep saying she made a payment, she made the payment. And then until I found out that this was going to go on my credit and was serious, then I started doing some investigation. And it has damaged my credit, which I also have proof of, too.
I never knew until he came, took my car on January, it was either the 16th or the 17th. I never knew that the payments were late until I went out to get in my car and it was gone. I have the police report showing that I called the police because my car was, obviously to me, it was stolen. I didn't know who had taken it.
Well, I have documentation here, madam. It says payments past due 2. That's on January 8th.
I was not aware of that. That's what I'm saying, is the payments had gotten behind one time. Imran had me call and pose as his secretary because he wanted me to tell the bank that he was out of the country so I could speak with a lady named Nicole.
Just a minute.
And I have witnesses.
In July, you had payment past due.
That was the only time I was aware I was late.
You can't be late.
That was the only time
You can't
I was
be late.
aware.
You can't be late. You were aware. You were aware
I
because...
was not aware because I never received any paperwork on that.
You received phone calls from me.
I never...
But don't yell at each other. You were aware of the fact, Miss Smith, that on the 27th of each month, they were to receive a check. I've just looked at some of the receipts that you sent. You pay on the 9th of the month. Now, those weren't early payments. Those were late payments. Paid on the 9th of October. You paid on the 13th of January. You paid on the 24th of October. That wasn't an early payment. That was almost a month late.
I was never aware it was a late because when we got behind in July, Your Honor, I had made payment arrangements, Imran and I, with the bank, and I took care of that. Now, if the bank's saying I'm late after I took care of the agreement we had with the bank, I was not aware of that.
Well, you should have been aware of it, madam. You made some of your payments almost a month late. You made none of them, except for maybe one, on time. One, out of all of these payments. That's irresponsible.
We both knew that there was a 20-day grace period on the car.
That's the written documentation of your contract, which says it's due on that date. You have nothing to show me a 20 days grace period, but even if that's true, of the receipts that you gave me, many are made even beyond a 20-day grace period.
They're not made beyond the 20-day grace period because I don't have every one of the receipts there. What I'm
the
trying
ones
to say,
that you gave me, of the ones that you gave me, many are beyond even a 20-day grace period. Some of them are almost a month late.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
There is no reason for him to damage his credit by your making late payments on the car.
Your Honor, it wouldn't have been late. If I would have known, I would have found a way to get the money to make the payment. I wouldn't have let it go late. I need a car.
Your Honor,
I have no car. 2 kids, no car.
Ms. Smith, you never made your payments on the 27th of the month. Now, if it's just your credit that you're concerned about, I can understand it. You know, if you say, I'm going to destroy my own credit, I can do that.
I never intentionally destroyed his credit.
It's not a question of intentionally. You probably never intentionally destroyed your own credit.
How come he didn't let me know beforehand when my 3-year-old daughter went and spent the night at his house in November? He wanted me to go, me and my brother, go to Mammoth Mountain and go snowboarding with him. How come I didn't know then? We were friends.
I constantly told her she was
We were
late.
friends.
I gave her chances until I started going on my credit. I was trying to be the nice guy and help her out.
You had an agreement with him.
Well, what I'm trying to
And I don't know
explain
why you needed a car that was this expensive anyway if you had lousy
because
credit.
I was young and I wanted a nice car, and he agreed to help me get one.
We had a car beforehand, and Imran...
Just a second. Am I speaking to you? And you don't just shout out in a courtroom. That's not what you do. Are you her brother?
He's
No,
my
I'm
boyfriend.
her boyfriend.
Boyfriend. Okay. I assume if you have a boyfriend, and if your boyfriend is employed, then what he does is he says to you, I don't want you to have any further problems with this car. I will take out a loan and get it out of his name.
We had a 97 truck in his name that we sold back to the bank. We got rid of a car to make sure that we kept making the payments on the 99 Sebring.
If you have no money and you have no credit, you don't buy a $23,000 car.
Well,
You buy
the
a
verbal
car,
agreement...
You buy a car for $1,500 just to get you around. That's what you do.
He shouldn't have agreed. He even agreed to help me make the payments on every month, and he never did that, which I didn't care because I made my payment. I have a witness stating that she can tell you that he did say that he would help me make the payments every month. He was acting as my stepfather. He told me on the phone the reason he took my car, he was upset because he saw my mom driving the car.
That's not the reason why.
This is what I got on the phone. We came back on the 14th. Imran had left the dirty, vulgar message on the recorder. How come he didn't keep it up on his end of the bargain by letting me know what was going on? He waited all the way till January. If it's been late since July, wouldn't you keep up on your end of the bargain, you know, if your credit is going to be ruined?
Ms. Smith, I believe him when he says he told you that he was getting late notices. I believe that when he says to me that he let you know in July of 2000 that he had gotten a late notice.
He got the late notice, not me.
No, that he let you know that he got a late notice in July. Because anybody who's in a circumstance like his would do something like even mention to you, hey, listen, I got a late notice in July.
We never even spoke until,
I don't believe
until
it.
November.
Okay, let me hear your counterclaim, sir.
Okay, I have a car that I never should pay payments on if she kept her end of the bargain. She hasn't. She has damaged my credit. I'm already at a loss.
So what do you want?
The difference of the value of the car, what it is today, versus what was owed on the loan.
You have the car.
Yeah, but now I owe $7,200 on the car because I can't return the car. Or
That's very possible, sir, so you have your choice. If you sell the car, and if there is a discrepancy between what is owed on the car, then perhaps you will have a cause of action against the plaintiff. Until that time, all you have is speculation.
Will 2 appraisals make a difference? I got
No.
appraised? It won't? Okay.
Absolutely not, sir. I'm smarter than you are.
All right.
You got me? 2 appraisals mean absolutely nothing. What you do is you sell the car unless if the plaintiff, who you, I assume, had some kind feelings for a long time, wishes to, along with her boyfriend, refinance the car in their own names. Perhaps you'll be taken off the hook. Do you understand?
Yes, I have.
If they don't do that, you sell the car, and whatever the difference is, you may have a cause of action against the plaintiff. You got it?
Yes.
Now, you work?
No, not right now. I'm off because I injured my back at work.
Well, then I don't see how you can have a car if you're not
He's
working.
solely supporting me. Well, when I had the car...
If he's totally supporting you, then I'm strongly urge, if he can afford to make payments on this car, take out a loan, you get your car back. Isn't that a good idea?
Yes, ma'am.
In your name.
I've tried to contact Imran since the car's been taken
you don't
away.
want to lose any money, do you?
Of course not.
And if what you're telling me is that you will lose money if you sell this car, and your chances of collecting from her are zippo, since she's not employed, I would strongly urge you to work out an agreement with this lovely gentleman here so that he can get a car loan and he can pay off this note, right?
I've tried that.
Perfect. We would have bought a loan in his name in the beginning, but his credit isn't good enough.
Well, then what do you want me to do? Your credit's no good and you have no job. You said his credit is no good, he has a job. What do you want him to do? Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He's jealous, and he's just...
That's the bottom
Saw
line.
her
is
mother
me.
driving the car. He still has feelings
And he
for her.
knows that.
He's a childish
He knows
man.
that. He's the one lying about it.
I feel sorry if you feel this way. It's not a personal matter. It's business.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Schmidt versus Hansen, step forward.
30-year-old warehouse worker Robert Schmidt is suing his ex-girlfriend, 28-year-old homemaker Tracy Hansen, for ruining his credit by failing to make payments on a car.
According to your complaint, you and the defendant were in a relationship several years ago, and while in that relationship, although not married, you were foolish enough, the two of you, to co-sign some loans for cars. When the relationship terminated, it was agreed that the defendant would take one of the cars and be solely responsible for the car payments.
Yes.
Everything went along just swimmingly. You, as a matter of fact, went into a new relationship, married,
Yes.
went to apply for a mortgage. And at that time, you were told that your credit was no good because of this car loan.
Yes.
Ultimately, you say you were forced to take back the car, you traded it in, paid off the loan, and you want the defendant to be responsible for that loan.
Yes.
When was this car purchased?
February 97.
When did you stop making the car payments?
It wasn't that I stopped.
Well, when did you begin to get late in your car payments?
I was always late.
Well, that's always a problem.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I don't think she ever anticipated that you would take back this car.
No, she did not.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Robert Schmidt says ex-girlfriend Tracy Hansen failed to make payments on a car. He's suing her for ruining his credit.
When did you find out that she was in default on the car?
I received the final letter that pushed me to go in and take care of the matter on August 25th.
Can I see the letter, please?
Yes. Numerous other phone calls left on my answer machine from GMAC regarding collection of the payments.
They say here that your account is in default for the July 15th, August 15th, 2000 installments.
The history of the loan, there was 11 times she was past 30 days late.
Okay, so what did you do, sir?
I first attempted to tell her that I was just going to come and we were going to voluntarily work it, sell the car. She denied me that opportunity.
What did she say?
Because she mailed the payment off. She had the check in the mail. She did a post-date check.
Okay, so she said she's not going to let you take the car and sell it.
Yep.
So you went and took the car while she was at work?
Yes.
Okay.
I took it to the dealer to have him appraise it, and she somehow came and got the car without my awareness. I went and had a local police department witness me go and retrieve the car again, and then I had put it in storage for the fear she would take it in again.
Okay, so you traded it in.
Yes.
What was the difference in what you got for the car and what you had to pay?
There was no equity in the car, so what the loan value minus what the dealer gave me, the dealer gave me $2,100 in equity above and beyond the payoff, which he valued the car trade-in value.
Listen to me, sir.
Okay.
What was left due and owing on the loan at the time that you took it?
$6,805.
Is that figure correct?
Yes.
What year car was this?
This is a 97 Chevrolet Lumina, is the old car.
Do you know what the blue book value of the car is?
Retail $71.50, trade-in $53.75, and a loan from the bank would go $46.75.
Because you're suing her for $4,530.
Yes.
Well.
May I also add the reason why I traded the vehicle in, I did not have the financial situation to be able to take a $1,800 loss to pay off the balance of the loan, because I would not be able to sell the vehicle out privately without paying the loan in full to transfer title.
That may be.
That is why.
But I am attributing to you what the blue book says you would get on trade-in for this car, which is $53.75.
Okay.
Which leaves a balance due and owing of $1,430, not $4,300, because that wasn't your loss.
I'm still paying on the rest of that loan. What the loan for the 97 Lumina was not paid for rolled over onto my new vehicle.
That's fine. Well, you're driving the new vehicle. I mean, I didn't see the blue book, but I'm taking your word for it. How many miles were on the car?
93,000.
That's a lot of miles. Let's say you got $5,000 on a trade-in. That's $1,800.
The point that I just couldn't understand why she couldn't make the payments is because I am financially supporting my kids, $702 a month. I don't see how she, living in a trailer court, cannot make a car payment. I attempted to contact her regarding disposing of the vehicle and held her liable for half of what the owed.
Mr. Schmidt, I don't think that you did anything wrong. I think that she was totally irresponsible. I think that she didn't give a hoot about your credit. I don't think she ever anticipated that you would take back this car.
No, she did not.
Can you think of a reason why you are not responsible for this $1,800 deficit?
Because I had made arrangements with GMAC to pay it. I called them and told them that they're satisfied. I have arrangements. Check by phone.
Show me. Show me a letter from GMAC after August 25th when he received this letter.
That's the only letter I received also.
Well, then show me a letter from GMAC that says, we have resolved all issues. We are pleased to extend your credit and pleased to
No, because the next day he took it and I stopped payment on the checks. So they didn't mail me anything. They didn't have the chance to.
Madam, what I'm saying to you is if you have no proof that you had made arrangements to extend your time to pay the loan, I'm not interested.
Okay.
So you are responsible for the remainder of this money. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,800. That's all.
And then, Judge, you may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Mr. Dangler, you and the defendant, according to the complaint that I've read, lived together back in the late 90s and separated sometime in 2000.
That's correct.
And you claim during the course of the time that you and the defendant lived together that she borrowed money from you, approximately $4,000. The defendant sort of acknowledges that you loaned her money, but said that during the time that you lived together, she worked for you in your business without pay and worked it off. She has a counterclaim for some property that she left behind.
Correct.
Okay. Tell me what the loans were for, the exact amounts, when the loans were made.
Okay, we had verbal agreement on a lot of these items that I have here.
Let's go, I'm ready.
And part of them was for a lawn tractor that we purchased. There was a rebate.
Just a second. A lawn tractor that you purchased. When?
December 11th of 1998.
12/11/98. Now explain that to me. A lawn tractor that you purchased together?
Coney purchased it through the company she worked for, but it was actually my tractor that I traded in to purchase this, and we were entitled to a rebate of $1,125.
Yes.
Well, the rebate come in form of a check, and I never received the rebate back to myself. And it was myself that purchased the tractor.
Were you living together in 1998 when you purchased this tractor?
No, we were not.
But you moved in together after this tractor was purchased.
That's correct.
And then you lived together for 2.5 years afterwards.
Oh, approximately 6 months we lived together. But we were together in a relationship for about 2.5 years.
You want to give me your quick explanation, make it very fast, Ms. Graham.
No. The rebate check was to go to me. For me working at John Deere and purchasing this tractor, we received like a 25% discount, which he received on the tractor. And in turn, there was no, basically, verbal agreement that he would get the monies as far as the rebate.
I'm not even going to go there, Mr. Dangler. Stop telling me something that happened 4 years ago.
I have a copy.
Come on, what's next? What's next? This is not a loan.
The only reason we're here is because...
Did you just hear me?
Okay.
Let's get on to loan, Mr. Dangler.
Computer repair.
Okay. Computer repair. Let's hear the date.
That was in October of 98.
Tell me the story.
Okay, she needed parts to replace a computer that she had that was wore out. And once we got the parts, we had another man work on it to repair it.
So what? That's not a loan.
He voluntarily wanted to do it.
Just a second, that's not a loan, Mr. Dangler. I mean, do you think you're going to go back in the history of your relationship 4 years and tell me every time you spent a penny that you want back?
He will.
No.
I didn't hear anything about a loan. For 4 years you didn't complain, or 2 years or 3 years you didn't complain. Now you're not together anymore, and now you want the money back. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Wrong. That's not a loan. Let's go. Next.
Okay,
This is a relationship.
He doesn't want the money. He just wants to harass me. That's
Listen
all
to
it
me.
is. The issue isn't the money.
Ms. Kravitz, so far you're not losing, right?
Okay.
Right?
I'm not
So
talking
far?
either.
It's my girl. All right, Mr. Dangler, give me the next.
Okay, on November 5th of 1998, she asked if she could borrow money from me to make a house payment on her house. And I says, yes, I would loan it to you under conditions that I would be paid back for this.
Oh, now you're getting the drift of it. You see how he picks up after a bit. How much was that? How much was that payment, sir?
$561.37.
Did he ever give you $561.37 in 1998?
Yes, I recall he did, but he offered to give that to me. And there was an agreement, too, basically, that he has a lawn care service, and I would help him render services.
How?
As far as, like, doing yard work.
You would actually do the physical yard work?
Trim, whatever, cut bushes.
How often did you do that?
Maybe 10 times. approximately.
Okay, and did
It's
you
been
ever
a long
get
time
paid?
ago.
Did you ever get paid?
No.
Okay, go ahead. Mr. Dangler, what's next?
When she lived with me, she moved out unannounced. She just packed up and moved out when I was out of town.
Why was that?
And she's...
I'm sorry.
And she stuck me for utility bills and rent that she owed me for that month.
What do you mean she stuck you with rent?
Well, when
that's
she
not
lived,
true.
Go ahead. What do you mean
when she lived with me, we made it a agreement that her and her son would pay $400 a month plus half the utilities.
And I have
she did.
receipts that I did.
And for that month, she moved
You don't
out.
want to lose, do you? Because you have a big mouth.
I'm sorry.
Now, that was in May of 2000.
That's correct.
We're now 2 years later. Can you tell me why you haven't pursued that rent for the pro rata share of her rent for the month of May if you were roommates?
We only lived together approximately 6 months.
I don't care if you lived together for
And I did ask for these payments to be returned, and they were never returned.
So what I'm asking you, Mr. Dangler, is why did you rest on your laurels for 2 years before pursuing this matter in court?
Because she told me financially she wasn't able to pay me back.
What's next, Mr. Dangler?
March of 2000, we traveled together on a trip to Arizona, and she was if I paid her airfare, she would reimburse me for the airfare. She never reimbursed me for the airfare for that.
Did you have an agreement to reimburse him for any airfare?
No, I did not. And we also stayed at one of my friends' house that we did not have to pay for a motel, and I did pick up as far as expenses for the restaurants and things. There was no discussion about that I would pay.
What's next, Mr. Dangler?
When we were on this vacation in Arizona, her son totaled out his car about a week before that. Okay, when we were on vacation, we got a phone call in Arizona that he totaled out Coney's car. So in a week's time, he totaled 2 cars out.
It wasn't
had
a
2
week's
traffic
time.
accidents.
That's irrelevant anyway. I'm sorry.
You keep saying I'm sorry.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Roger Dangler says ex-girlfriend Coney Cramblett owes for unpaid loans. Coney says Roger won't let go, and this is another attempt to keep her close.
So now he totaled out 2 cars. Go ahead.
Okay, Coney asked me if I would help him purchase a car, and I loaned him money under consideration that, okay, he would pay me back, or she would if he couldn't make payments. Well, I have a payment schedule of money that he did pay on part of the vehicle, but he did not pay the full amount.
How old was he at the time?
19 years old.
He was an adult at the time that you made this loan, which means that you would pursue him first, right?
Okay.
What's next, Mr. Dangler?
After numerous times of trying to contact her for repayment of this, I was harassed. I have phone messages, recorded messages from her son Chase where he was threatening me and harassing me, and I have proof with my daughter, the messages that came to my house that numerous times Coney would call me, and she was in a rage, and she was making all kinds of accusations and just confusing me that, you know, she still wanted me to be in her life, she still wanted me to be a part of her. I didn't want any part of it because I felt this was over with, and I just wanted the repayment of the money that I loaned to Coney.
You didn't loan her any money, sir. I mean, the only loan that I see of all these loans that you allege is $561.37 that you, in fact, did give her for a house payment that she acknowledges that you gave her. Period. You took up living together, you lived together as a couple, you shared a home, you shared a bedroom, you know, you shared a life together, you went on vacations together. Now, 4 years later, you're coming to court and saying, well, I want all the money that I put into this relationship, I want it back. That doesn't happen. We don't have courts for that. We don't have courts for that. We don't have time for that. Now, on a similar note, Ms. Cramblett, you want to tell me what property you claim that you left behind that's worth $550?
Basically, like, I purchased whatever, a comforter, bedroom ensemble. It was like a makeup mirror, a rock fountain that were gifts, some of them from him. The whole thing was initiated basically like from harassment. I have a police report. He basically is doing this only to get revenge and to see me again. There's no point as far as that he wants the monies.
Ma'am, that is not true.
My son is also a witness, and he also can tell you that this is true.
It's not a part of your complaint. I'm just reading it. How long were you married, Mr. Dangler? Not to the defendant, but how long were you married before?
3 years.
And that was the only marriage that you had?
Yes.
And this is the child of that marriage?
No, it is not.
Of another relationship?
Yes.
That lasted how long?
3 years.
You have a short attention span. This one lasted a little bit longer than that. Put A period. It's finished. It's over. Miss Cramblett bought a comforter. She left a pot. She left a pan. She left a makeup mirror. Stupid. We don't maintain a judicial system to take care of petty, stupid issues. Okay. People are supposed to be adults. If a relationship is over, and everybody has a narrow window of good health and good looks and an opportunity to live life to its fullest, and it seems to me absolutely ludicrous to invest one more minute, one more hour in a relationship that's over. And it seems to me that that's what's happened here, sir. Your relationship lasted a couple of years. It was over. Then there was a time that you were speaking to each other, according to what I read, long distance. Then you find out things that she's got another boyfriend. You get angry. Stupid. It's over. Put a period. Move on to your next relationship. If you spent a couple of bucks, you're not talking about millions of dollars in the scheme of things, sir. Certainly money that you did not miss from 1998 to the year 2002. Your complaint and your counterclaim are dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She's a user, and she'll take you for what she can get. She's an alcoholic.
He was stalking me in hotels. He was, whatever, following me around.
I do not have any reason to pursue her.
I finally was kind of scared as far as with my life, and so I did make, whatever, a police report.
It just got to the point where it got out of control.
I'm just glad that it's over, and I hope that he'll finally leave me alone.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Etchells versus James. Step forward, please.
Computer engineer Henry Etchells and his wife Lisa are suing friends of friends, 29-year-old loan officer Dylan James and his wife Michelle for the down payment on a Harley-Davidson. Dylan is countersuing for damage to the motorcycle.
Mr. Etchells, you agreed to buy a motorcycle from the defendant for $18,000. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to your complaint, you gave him at some point $600, and he allowed you to take the motorcycle. He was going to come by with a contract at some point in the future. You were supposed to give him $1,000 down. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
You never gave him the $1,000 down, despite the fact that you took the motorcycle.
Correct.
But you did give him $600. At some point, either you decided you didn't want this motorcycle, changed your mind. He came to get the motorcycle. You said you can't have the motorcycle until you give me my $600 back, right? Police were called. He wrote you a check. Stop payment on the check. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
You want your money back.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. James says that you owe him for the 2 months that you had the bike. I don't know about that. And that you also did some damage to the bike. And the reason you stopped payment on the check was because he noticed that there was damage done to the bike when he got it home.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. How do you know each other?
He's next door neighbor to one of my friends.
How much money did he give you at the time he actually took physical possession of the bike?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
You're not in business, are you?
No, Your Honor.
Why did you take possession of the bike, sir, before you paid for it?
Well, the defendant told me that it needed a bonded title, which I didn't know what that meant. And I found out by doing some research that a bonded title might mean he didn't have a title. And in order to get a bonded title in the state of Arizona, you had to have an inspection done on it, which this bike required a horn, high beam, low switch, and a brake light.
So that's minor stuff.
So
right?
I took,
That's
correct,
minor stuff.
except until you hear prices.
Your Honor, I've got receipts of getting all that repaired and all that stuff done, and it came out to $180.
Yeah, I said, not a lot of money. That doesn't sound like a lot of money. So why did you take the bike?
To do those repairs. Our agreement was that I would handle getting it ready for the inspection to get the bonded title, and he, the defendant, would handle getting the title afterwards.
Okay. How long did it take you to get these things done?
You know, I didn't get them all done. Without seeing a contract, I didn't want to go any further with it.
So why didn't you return the bike?
Just waiting for him to bring a contract.
Where was it?
In my garage.
What did you do to it?
Absolutely nothing. All I did was repair a brake light on it and fix a front brake that didn't work, and that was it.
So you did do some work on it?
Yes.
Your Honor, I've got receipts showing that I had to get that brake light repaired. It wasn't fixed, and it stated on there that it didn't work. They stated on the receipt that it did not work.
What kind of damage do you claim, Mr. James, that he did to the bike while it was in his possession?
When I came over to his house, he was washing the pipes with steel wool, and chrome pipes you cannot do that with, and it left scratches all over the pipes. And this bike was a show bike, spinning magazines. And then I noticed there's a chip in the paint. It looks like maybe he dropped a tool on it or something like that. And then he had taken the gas tank off, where the gas tank goes over the frame. There's chips, and I've got pictures to show that
I'd
stuff.
like to see them.
They're close-up pictures. I also have, this is before pictures.
Did you take the gas tank off, sir?
No, I did not take it off.
What did you do?
I took 3 bolts out of it, but never finished taking it off.
I thought you said you weren't going to do any work on this bike, sir, until you had a contract.
Well, that's where it stopped, Your Honor.
But you had this motorcycle in your possession for a month and a half. How do I know that you didn't drive it?
I didn't drive it, Your
How
Honor.
do I know that? How does he know that?
My witnesses were his next
How does he know
neighbors.
that? That you didn't get on it and take a spin around? I mean, that would seem to be sort of normal.
Your Honor, I drove this from his house to my house.
And that's it?
And one other occasion, and the defendant knew about it, I had to get a horn. And I drove it to a shop. I didn't know how much a horn cost, and I let them look at it.
Okay. You have any proof that that's not true?
The only proof I have is that my witnesses had seen him on the motorcycle, or his neighbors.
I'll step up. Change places with him, please. Tell me your name.
My name is Patrick Campbell. Mr. Etchells did specifically tell me that he drove it to his work and had shown it to some other colleagues that were interested in Harley Davidsons.
Is that true, Mr. Etchells?
Your Honor, that was the same day that I brought it to have the horn checked out. It's right near my work, and I told the defendant that I was driving it to work and I would stop by the motorcycle shop afterwards
So
to find
why
the
did you
horn.
drive it to work for?
That was the only time.
What did you drive it to work for?
I drove it to work because I had to go to work. I drove it to work because the motorcycle shop was right next to my job, and I took it over there to have the horn checked out so I could do it in one.
You drove the bike for your own use. You don't get your $600 back. I find it outrageous that you kept the bike for a month and a half before you decided you didn't want it. I mean, I find you as a businessman, sir, a little bit lacking in intelligence, because you don't give a valuable piece of property to somebody who's a stranger, who you really don't know, without contract, without some security. So if he used steel wool on your hoodinky, there's no way you're taking care of that unless you replace the whole thing, because I have used steel wool on chrome in my time. It's messy. It's messy. But you take care of that yourself. So, did you sell the motorcycle?
No, Your Honor.
Are you going to keep it?
For a while, yes.
Good. You're going to ride it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good. Enjoy it. That's all. Goodbye.
Judge, you may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Miss Jones, you and the defendant were going to a party together. And you were driving a car. Whose car were you driving?
Mine.
And according to you, you got blotto drunk at the party.
Yes.
First dumb thing. And you went out to your car and passed out. And at some point, Miss Thomas came out of the party, and she drove the car home. That was her intention.
Yes.
And she got into the driver's seat, started the car, proceeded on her way, got into a car accident, and you want her to pay for the damage to the car.
Yes.
Okay. How long have you known Miss Thomas?
She's a mutual friend of a friend that we both know.
Did you make arrangements with her before you got to the party about what was going to happen if somebody drank too much?
That was already organized. My witness.
No, you organized it. You were driving your car.
Yeah, there were designated drivers there at the party because she had planned for them to be there.
Okay. Now, when Miss Thomas came out, she got into the driver's seat. Were you aware that she was there?
I was asleep.
And what was the next thing that happened?
I woke up in an accident. I don't know what happened.
You don't know what happened?
I know we woke up in an accident. I knew that she shouldn't have ran the stop sign.
Well, you don't know anything because you were, according to you, dead drunk, right?
Yeah, I was asleep.
Drunk? All right, so you don't really know what happened. Is that right?
No, I don't know how she got into an accident.
You don't know what happened. You don't remember anything from the time you made your way out of the party and collapsed in the car, according to you, until the time you were in the accident and jolted from the accident.
Yes.
So, Miss Thomas, I'm going to turn to you. According to you, you came out of the party. Had you been drinking?
No. I had a drink. Let me correct myself. I had drunk prior to the party because they had a gathering before we went to the party.
What did you have to drink before you went to the party?
I had a cup of Hennessy, 1 cup of cognac Hennessy.
And you had nothing to drink at the party?
At the party, no, I didn't drink at all.
Why?
Because in the party, I didn't have really that much money on me. And she had a big jar of some kind of drink with blue juice or so forth. I don't know what it was. I tasted, but I didn't actually, have a drink on my own.
I don't care whose drink it was. You did have something to drink at the party.
Yeah.
You didn't have your drink, you had her drink.
Right.
Her blue juice.
Yeah, whatever.
What happened when you got to the car, Miss Thomas?
When we got to the car, we sat in the car for a little while.
Who's we?
Me, her, and 2 of her cousins. We was talking. We had a smoke break. We went to the car. We smoked. They smoked or whatever. We
smoked what?
We smoked. Cigarette smoke. Cigarette.
Anything other than cigarettes?
No, ma'am. No. Okay. And we all talked. We all talked in the car, so forth. And then after that, she was sleeping in the passenger seat. In the club, several times, she told me at the table.
Who told you?
Keisha. She told me, "Can you drive?" She kept on making. She kept on making suggestions and asking me questions. Could I drive? On our way going there, she said that she was really feeling the liquor or so forth. She was like, "You might have to drive home." So I kind of set in my mind that I'm not going to drink too much, even though she did ask me that I have license. I told her I did not have license.
Okay.
I said, "Do you have license?" She said, "No, she don't have license neither."
Judge, I had a license since I was 16 years old, and I was always told, do not let anyone drive your car without a license.
But you did not have a license.
She did not.
I didn't have a license, and I made this aware to her that I didn't have a license.
So if you did not have a license, Miss Thomas, there came a point when you got into the car and started to drive the car.
Yes, ma'am.
Want to explain to me why?
I drove home because I didn't have a way home, and we were the only ones left at the party at the time. Prior to me driving home, she kept making it secure for me to drive home.
Just a minute. You get into the car. She's asleep
at that time.
Pay attention to me, Miss Thomas. You get into the car. Is she asleep in the car?
Okay, she was asleep in the car, but when it was time for us to get ready to go, that I had her keys. Ma'am, my thing is, if I didn't have permission to drive your car, how did I get your keys?
No, just a minute. Don't ask me any questions.
That's what I'm saying. How did I get your keys?
Just listen to me.
They were in valet parking.
Me. You got into the car, into the driver's seat of the car.
Mm-hmm.
Did you, when you got into the car, before you started the car, have any conversation with her at all?
Yes, I had a conversation with her. She started throwing up. I had turned to her, and I opened the passenger door. I leaned and pushed her head out the door so she could throw up out the door and not into her car. I was trying to help her out. I wiped her with one of her children's diaper towels. I helped her put her seatbelt on, and I asked her, "Was you ready?" She said, "Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go." Them was her words.
Okay. Tell me about the accident.
Okay, the accident, prior to us on our way home, I had asked her, could I make a stop? She was intoxicated. I don't know if she remember, or so forth. However, I'm coming up 55th. I stopped at the stop sign. I looked both ways. I didn't see no car. As I hit, going on over to the intersection, bam, a car out of where it came from, I don't know. I didn't see no lights. I didn't see anything. It just hit us. Bam. I shook her, and I just told her that these gentlemen has just ran into us, that we had a car accident. What? Or whatever, she pops up out of her, she's like, we have a car, whatever. So by us being in the middle of the street, I backed the car up, and I parked it where we would be out the middle of the street. So here come these 2 gentlemen. They all ranting and raving. She's mad that we was in an accident. These gentlemen, we 2 women out here. It's 2, 3 in the morning. We're by ourselves, and it's 2 men. And then they ranting and raving. I don't know what they're gonna try to do to us. I don't know if they're gonna bring any harm to us. So me, with my mouth, I'm not gonna let nobody, do nothing, no harm to me. I said to them, no, it's not my fault. That says, how everyone, you get in an accident, they want to blame you. I'm trying to calm her down to explain to her what went on. I'm trying to explain to these gentlemen what went on. Thank God that we was over somewhere where I have family. So I asked her, I said, Keisha, come on with me and get out the car for the police or anybody. We involve the police or however. You're drunk, and they smell the liquor. She refused to leave. She refused anything. She would not agree with me at all.
Fine. So the police arrived at the scene?
No, I had left the scene.
Yeah, she left when the police
I
came.
left because she refused to help.
You left the scene?
Yes, I left the scene and went to my cousin's house.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
They gave you a ticket for running a stop sign?
No, they gave me a ticket for no license.
She didn't even give the police her real name.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kaikisha Jones says her former friend, Tanya Thomas, owes her for wrecking her car. Tanya says it was the other driver's fault.
So you left your friend alone at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, ma'am.
In the car with two men.
Two men that she was talking to. That she was made herself accountable to.
You left. And you didn't leave and go and call the police because you said you didn't know what these two men were going to do to you. You said that to me a moment ago. You didn't know what they were going to cause any harm to you. So you leave your friend who's drunk with these two strangers, even though you were in fear, and you didn't go immediately to call the police?
No, ma'am.
Well, that was a big mistake. I mean, there were a lot of mistakes here, but that was a mistake. Don't you see that?
Okay, reason why I didn't call the police because the gentleman had already called the police prior to me calling. Before I could call.
I'm not ready for you yet.
Okay.
So you heard the two gentlemen calling the police?
I heard, yes, ma'am.
And you took off?
No.
Yes, you did. You left.
No.
Hey, you left. You didn't wait for the police. Miss Thomas, you didn't wait for the police.
Yes. All right, yes.
Did you come back to the car?
Yes, ma'am.
How much later?
Right afterwards.
Were the police there when you arrived?
Yes.
Oh.
They arrived at the same time I arrived.
Okay. Did they give you a breathalyzer test?
No, ma'am.
But they gave you a ticket for running a stop sign?
No, they gave me a ticket for no license.
But not for running the stop sign?
No, ma'am.
She didn't even give the police her real name because she don't have a license.
Well, they must have asked for her license.
She don't have a, that's what they wrote her a ticket for, not having a license.
Well, that's what I'm saying to you.
Okay.
Okay, Miss Jones, let me see a picture of the car, please. Now you can step up. Now I'll hear you. Tell me your name.
I'm Loretta Smith.
Miss Smith, how are you related to, or how do you know these two young women?
This is my cousin, and it was my son's birthday party. And I had already had designated drivers, and Miss Thomas was not one of my designated drivers. By me being a mother, there is no way I would let Miss Thomas get behind the car without no driver's license and she was drinking.
How many children do you have?
Have one.
How old is your child?
She'll be one on the 28th.
Where was she that night?
She was at my auntie house.
At your aunt's house?
Yeah, overnight.
How come you drank so much? Make you
sick.
sick.
Know, it was a surprise party, and we were just having a good time. I had 2 drinks. I'm not a drinker, so I had 2 drinks, and it was way past my limit. Way past.
You feel as if you owe any responsibility for this accident at all?
No. There were designated drivers there. Her services were not
And I
needed.
had designated drivers
now
there.
Did you have, what's your last name?
I'm Smith.
Miss Smith, did you have a conversation personally with Miss Thomas about providing a driver to drive the car home?
No, ma'am.
So you did not?
No, I did not know Miss Thomas. What I knew
Did you
I had
know?
a designated driver.
That's not my question. My question was, you did not have any discussion with Miss Thomas?
No, ma'am.
About
No, ma'am.
providing a driver to go home?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And according to Miss Jones, she was dead drunk in the front seat of the car.
Yes.
So you have Miss Jones, who may know that you had a designated driver.
Right.
But she's totally incoherent.
Right.
And Miss Thomas doesn't know, according to you, about designated drivers because you never had a conversation with her.
Right.
Thank you. Sit down. You were wrong to drive a car without a license, whether she gave you permission to or not. You were wrong. You don't know whether you gave her permission to drive the car because you were drunk. And it is very possible that she got into the car and she said, "You ready to go? Let's go." And you said, "Yeah, let's go." That's possible. You can't tell me it's not possible because you don't remember because you were drunk.
Okay, can I just say one thing? She claims that she was waking me up all this time. I should have been woke.
Waking you
waking
up?
me up.
I never
can
said
I
I
drive
woke
your
you
car?
up. Just a minute.
Can I go and make another stop on 55th San Pedro, which is 2 miles away from my house.
People who want to act responsibly are not supposed to put themselves in a position where they're so inebriated that they don't remember what happened.
Okay.
That's what you did.
All right.
Now, Ms. Thomas didn't know that there was a designated driver.
Okay.
According to your witness, she is partially responsible for what happened to this car. Absolutely. You are, and if you think you're not, you're nuts. Because you were driving without a license, you had something to drink that night, and in addition to that, whether you say this car came out of nowhere, you had a stop sign. So you're wrong. When you have a stop sign and the car is coming out, you didn't see lights, you didn't see anything. That's not the car's problem. That's your
stop sign.
You may have listen. Stopping at the stop sign does not relieve you of responsibility, Ms. Thomas.
Well,
you're
I
not
did
supposed. Speaking. You're not only supposed to stop at the stop sign. You're supposed to stop at the stop sign until it is totally clear for you to go.
Clear for me
Pay
to go.
attention. It wasn't clear for you to go because the car didn't drop out of the sky. The car came from someplace.
True.
You may not have seen it, but the car had the right of way and you did not.
Okay.
If the car hit you in the middle of the intersection, the car had the right of way and your car either jumped the stop sign or didn't stop long enough for you to see that there was a car coming in the intersection where that car had the right of way. So you are at least partially responsible. Now, did you have a deductible on this car?
No.
She had
no
insurance?
No. How did she know?
Just a minute.
I had liability insurance.
You
no,
did.
you didn't. I couldn't find, because I was drunk, I couldn't find my registration or insurance. Even I had liability. It wouldn't do us no good because we got hit.
No insurance at all?
No.
Listen to me carefully. What year car is this?
87 Bonneville.
It's an 87, so you probably didn't have collision insurance.
I didn't have full coverage.
You didn't have. All right, now let me see the bill for the car.
Oh. The bill. This is a promissory note, because she pulled 2 knives on me, mind you. 2 big butcher knives. Talking about she's going to kill me.
Did I just pull the knife?
2 big knives.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
This was going months
Pay
and months.
careful attention to me. Put your hand down. You talk, I'm talking.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kaikisha Jones says former friend Tanya Thomas drove her car without permission and wrecked it.
This makes it easy. Is this a promissory note that you're offering into evidence?
No.
Adam, pay attention.
Okay, this is a note that when the police came, they made her write this note. I didn't ask for them to write this note, but they tried to resolve it, and they said
This was May 8th. The accident was on April 15th.
This was going months and months.
Pay careful attention to me. Put your hand down. Are these your 2 signatures on this?
Yes.
Is this your signature on this?
Yes.
And this says on May 5th at 9:30, I, Tanya Thomas, gave Keisha Jones $100. I will be willing to give Leisha another $100 on June 5th, 2000. Now, is that for the accident?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, this was just, month by month or whatever, because she owes me $11.80.
For what?
Well, I needed another transmission for my car. The way we was hit, my car spun around and the transmission busted.
So is what you're telling me that this other $100 she was supposed to give you was not in full satisfaction of what you thought she owed you?
No.
Well, I'm trying to figure out, madam, exactly how much it was to fix your car.
$11.80.
Now, I see $206 and $350.
Estimate that the mechanic gave me, which is for another transmission.
I'm not dealing with that. I have this estimate here, here.
That's a receipt.
$206 and $350. What was paid for so far was $350, which is all you paid so far.
Yes.
Where is the car now?
I parked at my dad's house because I had to take it out the shop. I didn't have enough money to get the transmission.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
All you paid for the car thus far, and the only estimate that you have.
This is the estimate.
Let me see that card.
I mean, he said it got his card and it has the amount for a used transmission. I'm not trying to get over on her. I just want what's rightfully mine. That's exactly what he gave me.
Your Honor.
What?
She have my belongings that she had at the club. I have about $225 worth of belongings that was left at her cousin's house that I got dressed at.
Listen to me.
That I got dressed at.
Miss Thomas! You gave her $100 so far?
Yes.
Between what it cost, which she paid for, which was $350. Cost of a transmission is $450. That's for a used transmission. Does that sound right to you, Bird?
Sounds about right.
Then you have $250 for labor. She gave you $100. That's $950.
Okay.
And I find that you are 50% responsible for what happened that night. You placed yourself in a position where you could not responsibly get home. Put your hand down. You talk, I'm talking. You placed yourself in a position where you could not get home that night. I find that, right or wrong, since you don't remember, I take her for her word that she got your consent, even your drunken consent, to drive the car home. She had no license, she had no right to be in the car, and she did, in fact, either run a stop sign or did not stop sufficiently to see another car coming. So both of you are responsible. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $475. Thank you.
Versus Berger. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat, please.
Mr. and Mrs. Kimball? Yes. You and the defendant are neighbors. According to your complaint, as a result of her causing a disturbance, you called the police, and in retaliation for that, she threw some chemical on your car causing damage.
Yes.
You wanted to pay for that damage. Ms. Berger is countersuing for thousands of dollars because she says you had her falsely arrested. She's suing for malicious prosecution. So let's start. How long have you been living at your present location?
2 months.
And you moved in after Ms. Berger was already there?
No, no, ma'am. We was there quite a bit of time.
We've relocated.
We was there way before she was.
So you moved?
Right.
After this incident?
When she got out of jail, we moved.
How long had you been living in the location where this incident took place?
Almost 2 years.
And how long had Ms. Berger been living there?
About 5 months.
When did this incident occur?
October.
October what?
8th, year 2000.
That was in the evening?
Yes.
Tell me what happened.
Previous to this incident, we had called the police several times on Ms. Berger because of loud music. We called the manager first, and he was afraid to go down there. Then we would call the owner, and he said, oh, just call the police.
What kind of premises is it? An apartment?
It's trailer park. She was right next to us.
Playing the stereo at 8 o'clock in the afternoon.
You'll have a chance.
In the evening.
Pay attention, you'll have a chance.
Okay.
Prior to Ms. Berger moving in, did you have a neighbor in that trailer?
Yes.
Had you ever called the police on that neighbor?
Yes.
Why?
Because he was apparently doing drugs. They had a small child. We were concerned about the safety of the child because we could hear him yelling at his wife, and the child was crying.
Now, on the evening of October 8th, what happened?
The loud music, if you can call it that, it was kind of a booming noise, started. And
what time?
It was about 8:30. It was a
no,
Sunday
it wasn't.
night.
It was 7 o'clock in the evening. The sun wasn't even down
Ms.
yet.
Berger, I'm telling you, you will have a turn.
Okay.
Now, I'm telling you nicely for the second time. The third time, it isn't nice. I want you to trust me on that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
We listened to it for a while until we couldn't stand it, and so I called the manager. He wasn't home. I called the owner, and he said he couldn't do anything about it to call the police. So I called the police. They came out in about 10 minutes. The music stopped, and when the police left, she turned the music up twice as loud, so I called the police again. They came right back, and you could hear them arguing with her, and then they left, and she turned the music down. I was getting ready for bed right after that. My husband was in the kitchen, and he heard a man, and saw, well, he has to explain that.
Yeah, there was her boyfriend or some gentleman there was with her. He hollered, don't throw that, and I looked out the window, and at the front of her trailer and where my truck was, she threw a liquid. So I put my shirt on, and
you actually saw her?
Yes, ma'am, I sure did. And then I presumed to go on out there after I got my shirt on. He was dragging her back in the trailer. She was screaming, cussing, we're going to kill them people and all kind of noise. So I looked around, and it was kind of a wet after, you know, the dew was already out. So I had a flashlight. I looked, I didn't see no dent places. I did see a little extra liquid, and I was scared she was going to come back out with a gun or a knife. So I returned into the trailer and locked the doors, and the next morning we discovered the damage. It was done, ate up the paint and everything. So we called the sheriff department, and he returned They made an investigation, and he tried to arrest her then, but she was hid in her trailer, wouldn't open it. So it was a misdemeanor. They couldn't break in. So they turned it over to the detectives, and the detectives later on, they charged her, the DA's office charged her, and then she had prior warrants. So when they picked her up, they put her in jail, and she had prior warrants, and she stayed there for quite some time due to the prior warrants. And that we have the police reports and all to verify it. And the pictures of the damage. And
I'd like to see pictures of the damage, and I'd like to see the estimates to have them repaired.
yes, ma'am. Also, our car, my wife's new car was sitting there, and this happened on the 8th. And between the 9th, that's when the police come out and did the estimate on the damage and looked at everything and tried to arrest her. Between the 9th and the 10th, somebody hit my car on the turtle shell with a broomstick, and that's what those other pictures are about. And we presumed it was her. We didn't have the enemy in the place, so. When she got out of jail, we left immediately that day. We had our stuff moved that day as fast as we could. We just couldn't take
How'd you know I
another
was
chance.
getting out of jail?
Shh. What year is this truck?
The truck is a 1988, but it's a showpiece. I probably got over $20,000 in there just putting it back into original condition. It's a dually, black dually. It's a showpiece, honestly.
Was a showpiece.
Was. It's got 16 coats of black lacquer paint on it. And believe it or not, it was over $3,000 when I had the truck painted, from original paint to the show class finish on the truck.
Yeah, well, they have an estimate to refinish, not any body work, but just to refinish it, $2,006.
There's nothing dented. It's just everything there. All the plastic and chrome's got to be replaced, and then their paint.
Okay. All right, Miss Berger, you recall the evening of the 8th of October?
Yes, I do.
All right. Is this the person with whom
He's
you were
my
living?
witness. He's to attest to a couple of statements made by the plaintiff.
Is he the person who was living with you at the time?
No, he's not.
Was he the person there at the time?
He lives across the street, yes. Okay. He's a mutual friend of theirs.
Okay.
And of mine.
Okay, go ahead. Let me hear.
I was not anywhere near his truck.
Let's start out with the music. How many times did the police come out that evening?
Once.
Once or twice?
Twice.
That's
okay, it was like 7:30 in the...
Just a second. So the police came twice?
Yes.
They came the first time and told you to turn the music down?
Yes.
How much later did they come a second time?
Maybe a half hour, 45 minutes later.
Do you have a police report from Deputy
Yes, I do.
Conti? May I have it, please?
And I have the detective's
Just give me the report. I'm a good reader. When the police came out for the second time, were you, in fact, told to turn the music down again?
Yes, and it was turned off.
The second time the police officer arrived at your home, Miss Berger, was it the same police officer who had arrived there the first time?
Yes.
And did you have a conversation with the officer the second time?
I believe so. I believe that he just asked me to turn off the stereo, and I turned it off.
No, he didn't. He came out the first time and told you to turn down the music.
Right.
When he had to come back the second time, he didn't tell you, would you please turn down the music again? You had a different kind of conversation with him.
This I do not recall.
Why would you not recall such a thing?
Because I've been through a lot of emotional stress due to this whole situation. I do not remember that night. I went to jail for something I didn't, falsely was accused.
Just a second. Anybody who is arrested for something remembers, unless there is a long history of arrest, which we'll get to in a minute, as to why you were incarcerated for such a long time on this kind of a complaint. So you do not recall what the officer said to you the second time he was forced to come back to your location?
Basically, he told me to turn it down, or he was going to turn it off for me, basically, what it boiled down
so
to.
he was a little more annoyed this time.
Right.
That's better. So you turned it off, and according to your complaint, you did nothing.
No, I did not do anything. I went to sleep. I went right to bed.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Drina and Jerome Kimball say neighbor Linda Berger dumped acid on their truck. Linda denies the charge and is countersuing the Kimballs for filing false charges.
Okay. Now, there did come a time you were taken into custody. How much after this incident were you taken into custody?
A week or two, perhaps.
And when you were taken into custody, did you have a series of outstanding warrants?
I had one warrant for driving on suspended license. That had been dismissed. I tried to get an OR on this vandalism charge. OR was not granted. I had to stay in jail. I had to file for bail in order for me to be released.
Right.
The driving on suspended, I had time served, but they were not going to release me because I still had this vandalism charge outstanding. I had to bail out.
So my question to you is, the initial reason why you were detained was because you had an outstanding warrant.
There was 2 warrants. One was issued for vandalism, for the one that he had issued against me, and then there was the one for driving on a suspended license.
When was the warrant issued for driving on a suspended license?
A week before.
When were you supposed to appear in court?
For the driving on suspended?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the court date.
Was it 6 months before, 3 months
a
before?
A week before. It was probably about a week or 2 before I was arrested for the vandalism.
Why didn't you appear in court?
I do not remember the reason now. And it's been months.
Well, Miss Berger, how many times have you been arrested?
2 or 3 different times. Traffic violations.
Have you ever been arrested for driving while under the influence of alcohol?
Yes.
When was the last time you were arrested for DWI?
3 years ago.
Is that when your license was suspended?
Yes.
How long have you been driving with a suspended license?
I no longer drive.
How long had you been driving with a suspended license?
Maybe 5 months.
Why had you not gone to get a driver's license?
Because it was suspended. It was revoked by the judge. There's no way I could have gotten one.
Well, suspended 3 years ago. This is not a life sentence. If it's suspended for 6 months or 12 months or 18 months, unless your license was permanently revoked.
Well, I had to complete an AB 541 program.
Did you do that?
Yes. I just now completed it.
But you had not completed it prior.
Right.
Okay, so you were told 2 or 3 years ago that you could, in fact, get your license reinstated if you completed a program for alcohol abuse and driving. You chose not to do that, but just to go back and drive without it. Am I correct?
Right.
All right, so the judge got irritated and issued a warrant for your arrest. That warrant was the warrant that fell on you at the time you were taken into custody on their complaint. We have that in order?
No, because I was
I
still going to stay in custody no matter what. But the vandalism charge was going to stick. I was trying to get an OR. They would not release
Ms.
me. I had to
Berger,
bail out on it.
I want you to listen carefully to what I said.
Okay.
You were taken into custody on their complaint.
Correct.
And at the time you were taken into custody on their complaint, the outstanding warrant fell.
Correct. Okay.
Right. We understand that?
I understand.
Did there ever come a time, Miss Berger, prior to the time that you were taken into custody on the warrant, that the police came to your residence and you heard and saw him knock at the door and refused to open the door?
No.
That never happened?
No.
Mm-hmm. So the officer who made this report and said, we went to Subject Berger's trailer home at the address. We knocked several times, however, she did not answer.
I wasn't home.
That was on the same evening as the incident. You said you just went to sleep.
And I was asleep. I don't remember. You asked the question if I ever not opened up the door for the police.
Yes.
Not knowingly.
Okay. Now, what happened when you were finally brought before the judge in regard to the outstanding warrant that you had for a suspended license?
Time served.
And you had been in jail for 10 days?
Yes.
What happened on this case?
Vandalism charge. I went before the judge and asked for an OR. I was denied. I had to have one of my friends bail me out.
And what happened with that case ultimately?
The case got dismissed.
When?
Monday, this past Tuesday. Sorry, this Monday was a holiday. This Tuesday.
When did you move out?
November 1st, 2000.
Is that why you didn't appear in court?
We didn't receive it until the day after the hearing.
It came through the old address, and we didn't receive it, so there was nowhere to go.
Stand up.
They just fell.
Tell me your name, sir.
My name is Walter Kirby.
All right, Mr. Kirby. Do you know anything about the evening of October 8th?
I only have 2 things about this case I can relate, Your Honor.
Look at me when you're relating both things, sir.
Okay, one is the morning after this happened, I was having a discussion with Jerry here. He was explaining to me what had happened to his truck, and I asked him if he saw her throw that, and he told me no, he hadn't seen her throw it.
That's not right.
And the only other thing I can attest to, Your Honor, is the condition of his truck. When he moved out on November 1st, I helped him load his stuff and get ready to leave, and she has pictures here of the truck at that time, and there was nothing wrong with the truck.
Can I see your photographs, please, Ms. Berger?
Your Honor, they put a solution on it to stop the acids, which made it not near as visible.
Those pictures were taken the day of my release.
Oh, it certainly looks a lot better.
They had a solution on it, an oil solution to stop the acid.
I understand that, but it certainly looks a lot better. I want you to take a look at these photographs.
Yeah.
How did we know when she took those pictures?
I have no idea when this picture
We
was
moved out before she got out of jail because we were afraid to stay there. We moved November 1st.
Well, that's a very, very good question.
When the detective told us she was
Just a
going to be
second.
released.
Just a second. Well, I don't know why otherwise she would take pictures of your truck. I mean, why would she take pictures of your
I don't
truck?
They
You
put a
did take
solution.
these pictures?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Okay. I want you to take a look at these pictures.
I have a whole roll.
The damage was on the other side, so, and this here it had the solution on it, and they had cleaned the truck, but they had put the solution on it, the oil solution, and it comes right back. It's right now. If you took pictures of it, it would still be right on there.
Still there.
So that's when we was moving out. We hooked up, and it did have the chemical solution on it. Of course, and it, you know, like overnight or something, it comes back to a powder. It looks just like that again.
Okay.
Those pictures were taken the day that they were leaving.
Yeah,
Because
and I never discussed the case with this gentleman here at all the next morning or any other morning.
There's pictures with his trailer being hooked up to the truck and them driving away.
No, I understand when they were taken.
Okay.
I don't think that you would take a picture.
He
Okay,
served
sir,
the warrant for her from the small claims court originally.
Just a minute.
Yeah.
I would assume that this gentleman has his own agenda. You're still living in the same location, sir?
Yes.
Have you ever visited Miss Berger in her trailer?
I've never been inside her trailer. I've talked to her.
Has she ever
Not
been
right.
inside your home?
No, that's not right. But
Have a seat. Okay, let's get to the counterclaim first. There is no question in my mind that based upon the defendant's testimony, she was in fact held and, as a matter of fact, incarcerated on an old warrant and agreed to a sentence on that case of time served. So the time that she served may have been precipitated by the arrest on this case, which means that they found you as a result of this case. But when you agreed to plead guilty to time served and your penalty was 10 days in jail, you don't get to sue them for that. Do you understand? That was your debt to society. They don't pay for
Even
that.
if I was in jail a lot longer than 10 days, I was in jail for more like 14.
It doesn't make any difference if what you pled guilty, and then you agreed with your lawyer that the sentence of the court was going to be time served, which means your penalty was the time that you served in jail, whether it was 8 days or 10 days or 14 days or 20 days. That was your penalty. Could have been 60 days. That was your penalty. That's what you just told me. So you don't get $5,000
Wasn't
from
it
them.
up to that point?
Who asked you, Mr. Independent Witness?
Her penalty was up to that point where they said time served. She stayed in jail after that, Your
You
Honor.
can discuss that when you visit her later on. You get me?
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
Now, let's get to the incident. The only question that I have, sir, is with regard to the damage. I have to take your word for the fact that initially you can shine up this thing and it looks pretty good, but within a day or 24 hours or 48 hours, some of the white powder comes up. There is no way in hell that you're getting $5,000 to repaint this 1988 truck. I want you to forget it. Now, they may be able to simonize it, buff it, repaint one layer, repaint 2 layers, but there's no way that I'm going to order her to pay $5,000 to put on 10 coats of paint on a 1988 truck. Especially one that doesn't clean up too badly. You have an estimate that says paint, $2,006 for refinishing the truck. That's what I'm ordering. Judgment for the plaintiff, your counterclaim's dismissed.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may stand. Mrs. Morris, parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated, sir. Have a seat.
This is your current boyfriend?
No.
Who is this?
Ex-husband.
Ex-husband? Where's the boyfriend?
He's not here.
Why not?
He couldn't make it.
Any particular reason?
No.
Was he a witness to this event?
To the event, no.
Miss Anderson, from what I read in your complaint, the only thing that you and Miss Morris have in common, the exception of mutual dislike for each other, is a boyfriend. Used to be yours, then it was hers, but you continue to see him. I'm going to figure this out as we go along. In any event, your claim is that you were sitting with this boyfriend or semi-boyfriend of yours, and the defendant came up in her car or truck or whatever kind of vehicle she was driving and proceeded to not only assault the vehicle that you were in, but you. Is that right?
Yes.
And Miss Morris says that is absolutely not true. Never did it. When did this alleged assault take place?
On June 5th
Of this year?
2003, yes. About 10:30 at night.
Where were you?
I was at my friend's house in the car in his driveway.
Which friend?
The
boy?
Yes.
Does the boy have a first name?
Yes, Richard.
Had you dated Richard?
Yes.
For how long?
8, 9 years. Sorry.
But even though you had dated him 8 or 9 years, Richard was not monogamous.
Right.
Is that right? Mm-hmm. Because he also had Miss Morris. Was he living with you at any point in the last 2 years, Miss Morris?
In the last 2 years, no. In 2000, he lived with me.
And did you continue to see him through 2003?
Yes, until June 5th.
In a boyfriend-girlfriend
Absolutely.
relationship?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And your ex-husband was your ex-husband as of when?
As of 1997, I believe.
He doesn't live with you?
Yes, he does live with me. He lived with Richard and I together in the same household, yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Tim and I share 2 children, and even though we can't fix our differences, he has an obligation to my children as well as I do, and we share that obligation.
So he lives with you since 1997, and you were living with Richard in 2000.
Richard lived with me, yes.
And your children. And the children understand this whole relationship. How old are your children?
Currently, they are 13 and 11.
And they understand that their daddy lives home but doesn't stay in the same room as their mommy. Their mommy stays in a room with Richard.
Right.
Shh. It's a different world we live in. It's not Ozzie and Harriet. You know who Ozzie and Harriet are?
Of course I know who Ozzie and Harriet.
Thank you. Okay. So you were in the car on the 5th of June, 2003, 10:30 at night, talking to your friend Richard.
Yes.
Who you knew, according to your complaint, was still involved with Miss Morris.
Yes.
But he was still a friend of yours.
Yes.
Now, when you say friend, did you have an intimate relationship with him, or was it just a friendly relationship?
Intimate relationship.
So it didn't bother you that he still had a relationship with Miss Morris?
No.
I would like to see this, Richard.
That would probably be why he's not before you today.
Right. I mean, I'd just like to get a look at him.
I have pictures of him if you'd like.
Oh, I'd love to see a picture.
Actually,
do you have one with you?
Actually, they're outside. They're outside the courtroom. I don't have
You'll
them.
get it to Bird later.
Most
so
certainly.
just so that I can take a look at it so I can see it. I'm dying to take a look at it.
Sure.
Okay. Now, I want you to tell me what happened when you were sitting and talking to Richard on the 5th of June at 10:30 at night.
Okay. First of all, Bobby Joe's been very jealous of me all along.
That's Bobby Joe?
Yes.
Okay. She's been jealous of you. Listen, I don't want to get into
anyway, I was in my vehicle. I was. We had just pulled into the driveway, so I was
Who
still
was driving?
Me.
And you were pulling into whose driveway?
Richard's.
Okay. Had you gone out for the evening?
Yes, we were just gotten back, and I was dropping
From where?
them off. From Jackson Indio Casino.
Okay.
Okay. Can I? Okay. All right.
You'll have to turn.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Okay, so we were up there. We came home. I dropped him off, and we were sitting in the car talking. You know, he hadn't gotten out of the car just yet, and all of a sudden, I seen some lights coming from my rearview mirror, and it was the defendant's and in her truck, and so she pulled up alongside the passenger side, and she got out of her truck, and the windows were down in our car because it was warm outside, and she stood outside the passenger door, and she was yelling at him and throwing out comments, and she told me she was going to burn my house down, and just upset. And no sooner was she saying these things did she lunge into the car, and she grabbed my hair.
How could she do that? She was on the passenger side.
And she went through the passenger window, across the passenger, and
lunged towards you.
You got it.
Okay.
Okay. Grabbed my hair, started tugging and pulling on it, and tried to pull me out of
Now, Richard is in between the two of you.
Yes.
So she's pulling your hair past Richard's nose.
Yes. And he's trying to get her hands off of me. Okay. And she's trying to pull me out the passenger window. And I'm seatbelted
over
in.
Richard.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay. And so he's trying to get her hands free from me, and he finally does. Okay. And so she got really threw a temper tantrum, you know, and she started kicking my car on the side, on the passenger door, and making dents in it. And at that point, I was stunned, I was shocked, I was scared. I started the car, and I proceeded to take off. So then I approached a stop sign, I had stopped, and I was just taking off, and I was going about 15 miles an hour, and she hit me in the back of my bumper with her truck. And I went a couple more feet, I hung a U-turn, I stopped, and I said, I'm going to call the cops. And she started burning her tires in her truck, and she sped away the opposite way. And then after that, I went and I dropped Richard off at his house, and then she proceeded to call me for several hours afterwards on my pager, putting in her phone number to identify
Go ahead,
her,
keep going.
whatnot, and so on.
Okay, and is that
so
what
that's
happened
it.
that night?
Yes.
That's what happened. When did you contact the police?
The following day.
Let me see the police report, please.
Yes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Why did you go over to the house 10:30 at night?
Because it was his birthday, and I chose to. He was my boyfriend.
Can I see the bill for the car, please?
What was that?
The bill for the car!
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jill Anderson says her ex-boyfriend's girlfriend, Bobby Joe Morris, assaulted her and damaged her car. Bobby Joe denies the charge.
Okay. There was a restraining order issued. Is that right? There's an application for a restraining order. I have the application dated the beginning of June.
11 days after the incident, I was served with temporary restraining order papers, which I responded to. We went to court for those orders. We were granted mutual stay-away orders.
Just a second. The incident was reported the next day. You may not have been served papers until some time after that, but the incident was reported the same day.
Okay.
And she was, in fact, granted a protective order.
We both were, ma'am.
She was. You may have been. You may have been, but you never filed a police report.
Why? It would be false. A police report of what?
Listen to me.
Okay.
Listen to me very carefully. She filed an application for a protective order. She was granted a protective order. That's what she says happens, and I assume you have a bill for any damage to your truck. Is that right? And how much does the bill indicate will be to fix it?
$2,029.62.
Can I see pictures of the truck, please, and the damage? Okay.
I believe it's this one. There you go.
Show these to the defendant, please, Bert. Thank you. Now, Miss Morris, you went to see Richard that evening, the evening of June 5th, and that was approximately 10:30 in the evening?
Close to, yes.
And why did you go to see him at 10:30 in the evening on the 5th of June?
Because, number one, it was his birthday. I was the manager of my daughter's softball team. We had a softball game that evening. We didn't arrive back home until close to 9 o'clock. Richard had been sick for since Tuesday. He hadn't been feeling well. He was ill. So in the evening, after I got home and got all the kids delivered everywhere and everything, I went over to see him. I had talked to him approximately 3 hours prior to. He did not go to a Jackson Rancheria or anything else.
When you spoke to him 3 hours earlier...
He called me about 7:30, I'm going to say.
Yes?
On my cell phone that evening while I was at the softball game.
Tell me about your version of the conversation.
My version of the conversation, he asked me how the game was going. I told him, it should be over close to 8 o'clock. We would get back home, and then I'd come over to see him.
And what did he say?
Okay, he'd see me later.
Doubt that. I doubt that. Does Richard work?
No.
Does Richard work?
No.
You mean he just chose not to come today?
Yes.
Okay, so you got over there at 10:30 and you found Richard, with whom you had, according to you, a date, sitting in a car talking to Miss Anderson, who you knew and who you knew he had been involved with. Is that right? Yes, of course, that's right. And tell me what you did.
Okay, first of all, I went to Richard's parents' home, is where he lives, and I pulled up into the driveway. You have to walk into the back. He lives behind his parents' house. I walked back there, expecting that he would be there. He was not there. I stood at his door and I knocked, and I called on his telephone. Got no answer. I left him a message telling him obviously somebody had brought him Feel Better pills because he was obviously feeling better than he was at 7:30 because he wasn't home. So I left from their driveway. There's also rear access to this property, which is where I saw Miss Anderson and Richard sitting in the car. It was not at their residence. It was in an open space in a field behind the home. There's a big gate that you open up, and it goes directly to where he stays.
So you went back there to look for him?
So yeah, I went to the back gate.
Just a second. So you went back there to look for him?
Right.
After you left him a note on the door?
No, I didn't leave him a note. I left him a voicemail message.
Oh, you left him a voicemail message that said you must have gotten a feel better pill.
Right.
And then you went looking for him?
Because his truck was there.
Just a second.
Sure.
Then you went looking for him?
Sure.
Okay, and you found him sitting with the plaintiff?
Sure, yes I did.
Go ahead, let's hear the rest.
Okay. I approached from the rear. They were sitting up close to the fence. I came up in the field behind their car, pulled up along the passenger side because I assumed that it being Jill's car that Richard would be in the passenger seat if he were there. Rolled my window down. Richard rolled his window down. I asked him, what's really going on here? And he said they were waiting for a friend of his to bring them something or whatever. And at that time, I stated to him that he needed to send her on her way. He did that. They discussed whatever in the car. He got out of the car, and she left. Now, he and I had words at that point, and I wasn't happy with him. This has been an ongoing harassment situation that I've had to deal with from Miss Anderson for the past almost 7 years. So at that point, I told Richard, I'm done. Because I had previously, about 8 months ago, had discussion with both of them and told them I was done doing this. I was done.
Why did you go over to the house 10:30 at night?
Because it was his birthday. And I chose to. He was my boyfriend. That's why. I went there to give him his birthday gifts. That's what I went there for.
Can I see the bill for the car, please?
What was that?
The bill for the car!
Yes.
Miss Morris, I doubt the veracity of your version of events, that you went there to give him his birthday presents.
It's the honest God truth. You don't have to believe me.
Yes, I know. And that he had, in fact, made an appointment to see you that evening, and that you got there and found him with her, and that you said to him, you best come outside so that we can have a talk. This after you told me that you have been harassed by her for the last 7 years, that you had conversations with her before to stay out of your life, and all of that.
Because she came
I'm
to my...
speaking.
Okay.
And all of that good stuff. I doubt the veracity of how you say that evening went down. And I find that you did, in fact, cause the damage to her car, that you did, in fact, pull her hair, which didn't cause her any serious injury, it didn't cause her any injury at all. I do hope that neither one of you have anything to do with Richard anymore. He sounds like quite a loser. In any event, you are responsible for fixing her car. The total cost for her car looks like to me $2,029. What year car is this?
It's an 86.
An 86 what?
Honda Accord.
How long have you had it?
3 years.
How much did you pay for it?
$4,000.
Okay. I think you're going to have the car fixed for $1,000. This car that is now almost 20 years old. We should be able to have it fixed for $1,000.
Okay, can I?
Just a second.
Okay.
Now we're going to get to your harassment. She was granted a protective order by virtue of the fact that she filed an application for a protective order which brought this matter to head in court. Subsequent to her filing an application for a protective order, you chose to go to mediation when you said, well, she's been bothering me too. She's been calling, et cetera, et
No,
cetera.
that was not the nature of our mediation.
Go ahead. What's
the nature of our mediation was, number one, I would like to let you know I don't have any kind of a criminal or civil background of any kind.
It's okay. She doesn't have to have a prior criminal background. Neither do you. In order to be granted a protective order. You lost your temper.
You lost my temper. It didn't happen.
You did lose your temper. It didn't
happen.
Yeah. Well, it's fine. Listen, common sense has to rule. Common sense to me suggests that when somebody with as poor judgment as you have to subject your children to living with their father and your boyfriend in the same house has a relationship with a guy, and at the same time as he's having a relationship with you, living in your home, sharing your bed, having a long-term relationship with somebody else, and you permit that circumstance to continue, that when you finally have had it up to here, and at 10:30 at night, after a long day with your children, get in your car to go over to give him his birthday presents, and find him in a field, alone, in a car, with the woman who has been harassing you for the last 7 years, that you do absolutely nothing to her or her car. That defies credulity. I do not believe it. For 30 seconds or less, you can tell me why I should consider your harassment counterclaim inasmuch as she was granted an order of protection. Go.
Okay, first of all, as far as the damages go, I'd like to say something regarding that.
Listen to me.
Okay.
I've made a judgment with regard to that.
Okay.
Pay careful attention.
Okay.
I'm now on your counterclaim.
Okay. And I'd like to also can I show you these pictures? I've had surgery on my leg. There's no possibility, no way for me to kick, not even that high on her vehicle. So I'm...
Did you hear what I said? Harassment. Tell me about it. You've used up 10 of your 30 seconds.
Okay, so harassment has been since 1997. Miss Anderson came intoxicated to my home, called me and told me she was on her way there.
When? Give me a year.
1997.
Not interested. Get to 2003.
2003, she continually calls my home. I've had for 5 years on my phone a block from her calling. I've paid for about almost 6 years on my telephone bill for her to not harass my home.
Okay.
Okay.
When was the last time you filed a complaint against her?
I've never filed a complaint.
How come?
Probably for the same reason she's never filed one against me.
If someone harassed me for 6 years, causing me to put a block on my phone, and continued to harass me, I would have at least made one report to the police. Wouldn't you have? Huh? Probably so. Probably so. Well, next time I would document it. If she continues to bother you, keep a record of how many times she calls. Next time she calls your house and harasses you, I would suggest that you call and report it to the police, and I'll be more than delighted to hear your counterclaim. For now, it's dismissed. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,000. That's all. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Bitch.
Thank you.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Mr. Hooker, according to your complaint, you and the defendant were engaged. You had an argument. The engagement was off. She refuses to return the engagement ring that you bought for her, and when she drove off after an argument, she drove off in her car, which had in it your stereo.
Yes.
You want your stereo back and the engagement ring.
Yes, Your Honor.
The defendant says that it was not an engagement ring, but a gift, and the stereo was also a gift. And if you want those things back, she's countersuing for all the things she bought you during the course of this ill-fated love affair. Right?
Right.
How long were you engaged, sir?
About 2.5 years.
When did you become engaged?
July of '98.
Tell me about that.
I bought her a ring. It was a smaller one.
Was it in the summertime that you gave her that ring?
I'm not sure.
You bought her a small ring, let's say in July,
Okay.
and you asked her to marry you. Were you living together at the time?
No.
And I assume she said yes and put the ring on her finger.
Yes.
So far, is that right?
Right.
And then there came a point, according to you, when you say she wanted a bigger ring.
Yes, Your Honor.
How much of a larger ring did you buy?
3/4 carat bigger.
So how large was the ring?
It was a 1 carat.
And when did you give it to her?
About a couple weeks before Christmas.
Tell me about the moment that you gave it to her, because she says that this was just a gift and not an engagement ring.
It was just at my house, and I had bought the bigger ring, and I gave it to her.
That doesn't sound very romantic, Mr. Hooker.
It wasn't.
Am I making you nervous, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, try not to be nervous. I only eat litigants on Thursdays. Today is not a Thursday. Now, when you gave her this larger ring, did she give you the smaller ring back?
Yes.
Is that right?
Right.
Why did you give him the smaller ring back?
Because he asked for it back.
The smaller ring was an engagement ring.
Right.
What did you think the larger ring was?
A Christmas present. That's what he stated. When he asked for it back, he said that he wanted to upgrade it for a Christmas present. He wanted me to have a bigger ring.
A bigger what kind of ring? Christmas
diamond
present ring?
I guess, yeah.
Well, let me ask you this question. When you gave him back the smaller ring, did you break your engagement?
No.
So you were still planning to marry?
Mm-hmm.
When you gave him back the smaller ring, did you ever say to him, when are we going shopping for my engagement ring?
No.
Would it be fair to say that you didn't say that to him because you assumed that the larger ring that he bought you, which was also a diamond ring, was an engagement ring?
Right.
That was given to you around Christmas time?
Yes.
All right. So it wasn't a Christmas present?
Well, I got it given to me with the Christmas bear with the ring on its arm, so I figured it was.
You figured.
Yes.
So because the ring was attached to a bear, you said it was, where's
Right,
the
well,
ring?
it was 2 weeks before Christmas, and that was the only Christmas present I got received from him for Christmas.
Sounds like a nice Christmas present. Where's the ring?
Right here.
Can I see it, please? Okay, now let's deal with the stereo. The ring is easy.
Nice bear.
Cute bear, very lovely ring. Okay, want to tell me about the stereo?
Yes, we went out shopping. It was like a week before our 4-year anniversary together. Went up and I asked if she wanted to get a stereo put in her car. Before I even purchased it, I said, if we break up, I get the stereo back. Because I'm...
Were you engaged at the time?
Yes.
Were you contemplating breaking up?
No, but we weren't getting along before, like a couple months before that.
Mr. Hooker, it's not nice to try to fool Mother Nature. Nobody gives their fiancé anniversary present and says, but if we break up, I get it back. Very unromantic. Did he ever say to you, if you broke up, he got the stereo back?
He asked me if, he said if we were break up, this is already after the stereo was installed in my car.
Yeah.
And it was on July 24th, our anniversary, and I even have a notarized statement from the stereo shop sound where we bought it from.
What does the notarized statement have to do with what he said?
Well, he's saying that he bought it 2 weeks before our anniversary, and actually it was on our anniversary.
So what? Did you agree to give it back if you broke
No,
up?
I actually just looked at him and smiled and thought he was kidding around. And I just said,
I would
yeah,
think
right,
he was
whatever.
kidding around, too. Not very romantic to give an anniversary present in contemplation of a breakup. Anyway, tell me about the stereo. Where is it?
It's in my car.
Are you still paying it off?
Yes, Your Honor. I have a witness that was at my house when I asked her if I got it back again. And she said yes, she would give it back if we broke up.
Oh. Did you ever say that to him?
No.
I'll hear the witness.
Matt? It's Matt Haley.
Step up. Has the witness been sworn?
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth in these matters?
Yes.
State your name.
My name is Matt Haley.
Mr. Haley, what do you know about this stereo?
I was there the day he was installing it.
What?
I was there the day he was installing it to her car because she was messing with it. He told her that if they ever break up, do I get my stereo back? And she said yes.
And you heard her say yes?
Yes.
I never said yes.
Do you remember that incident with
I
Mr.
remember him
Haley?
being there, but he was only there for the matter of 5 minutes.
Now, try to think real hard. Other than the engagement ring, what'd you buy for her? Big items.
It's a stereo equipment.
Which stereo equipment?
The amp and the subs and a CD player.
CD player for where? The house?
No, for her car. It was a different purchase on a different date.
Let me see it.
And Your Honor, when we did break up, he never asked for the engagement ring back, and I've seen him twice since our breakup. It was always the stereo equipment.
Excuse me, Your Honor. Before she left my house, I asked for the ring. My mother was standing
The
right
ring
there.
he's entitled to back. The ring is an engagement ring.
All I was worried about that night is getting out of the house because he had my keys and would not let me leave.
So you were prepared to give him back the ring?
Right. He can have the ring back. I'm not.
Oh, perfect.
But I would like mine back, and maybe the Christmas present that I bought him.
No. No, this is not a Christmas present. It's not a Christmas present. It's an engagement gift.
Well, it was an engagement/Christmas present.
No. It was an engagement ring given to you on Christmas. The fact that somebody is sweet enough to pick a special day on which to give you an upgraded engagement ring doesn't make it a Christmas present. It's not a Christmas present. You're not entitled to the gifts that you made to him, nor are you entitled back the gifts that you made to her. According to this, you put this stuff in the car well over a year ago. Is that right?
The CD player was over a year ago, but this stuff here was 7/26 of 2000.
Let me see. So, you don't want this back. Well, you'd like it, but you're not going to get it. Now, July of 2000, when did you break up?
The 10th
Of what?
October.
It was August because it was my
August.
birthday.
So you broke up in August, not even a month later,
Right.
right? Well, then the smart, nice thing to do is to make sure that he doesn't get stuck with paying off things that you still have in your car, right?
Your Honor, though, that was an anniversary gift, and it was installed the 24th of on our anniversary of July. And I have the statement, which from
Pay
the
careful attention to me.
Okay.
If he wasn't paying this stuff off, which he is, I would say to you, look, it's a gift, forget about it. But he's paying off this stuff. I don't see why a young woman needs 2 woofers in her car. We have a woofer.
The 18s were mine on the top.
What? What is he talking about? On the bottom, I got a punch woofer.
Yeah. Then a punch 360, Your Honor.
Explain.
Right here's
Your Honor,
dual 10-inch box.
What?
may I say something?
At the top, I guess. Those right there.
As far as the CD player goes that you have a receipt for that Dan wants back, Dan, that was in Misty's first car. Dan took that out and blew it up.
Listen to me. He's not getting this back.
It's
This
blown up.
happened
He
over
did
a
it.
year ago. You're her mother?
I am.
Okay. So let's talk reasonably. Two young people, just a second, let me figure this out with Bert.
That stuff is in her car. This stuff down here is in his car.
Okay. How old are you?
19.
How old are you?
19.
All right, so you have two babies. Two babies?
Yeah.
Do you work?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of work do you do?
Construction.
And you?
A sales clerk.
So they have limited amount of money. In order for him to buy that ring, I guarantee you he had to either save up for a long time or go out on credit for a long time. Why you chose to become engaged when you were 18 years old, I don't know. Why you chose to extend yourself financially, either one of you, I don't know, but you did. But at age 19, if they broke up, he's going to get this ring back. Hopefully he'll be able to sell it. But here, the end of July, he installed all this stuff in her car. 2-3 weeks later, they break up. For whatever reason. It seems to me he should not be stuck with a bill that he's paying off. She's not paying off any bills, right?
No, but because she paid for the gifts that she bought him on their anniversary, like the $100 she gave him, taking him to dinner and the movies, being that she paid for that and his is on credit, he should be able to keep his and she has to give her gifts back.
Are you telling me, madam, that during the course of their relationship he didn't buy her gifts?
Oh, he did, yes.
Of course, they bought each other gifts. They bought each other gifts. Those gifts were all paid off.
Correct.
The only thing that's not paid off is this equipment that's in her car that he's paying off.
Correct.
And he's going to be stuck with paying this off from his job at 19 for a very long time. Stuff that, in my judgment, are not necessaries for your daughter. A couple of woofers and tweeters you don't need. You put in a little radio, that's an AM/FM radio, you turn it on, you listen to music, and you turn it off. When you have limited funds, you don't spend $700-800 to put equipment in a car. That's stupid, especially when you're saving up to get married, which I assume you were. You want to give him back this equipment?
No.
Well, you're going to. Court will draft an order that the items purchased on the 24th of July will be returned to the...
And, Your Honor, do I get my engagement ring back that he still has?
Women do not give men engagement rings, madam. Women do not give men engagement rings. You know that. Could have been a friendship ring, could have been a ring to show your undying devotion, but no man that I know ever got an engagement ring. Now, the only problem that you have, Mr. Hooker, is it's going to cost money to get this stuff removed.
I know the guy at the stereo shop. He'll probably remove it for free for me.
You think he will?
Yes.
You will pay the cost of doing that if there is a cost to remove it, because her car should be in the same condition as it was before. You got it?
Yes, sir.
What?
We just give Danny the monetary money, the money value of it, instead of having it
No,
taken
I think
out
he
of
should
the
have
car.
it back because he may have to sell it. And what price do you fix on items that are used? I'm ordering her to give back what he purchased.
In the condition that it's in now?
Yes, I assume that your daughter's not going to do anything to vandalize anything
course
that's in
not.
the car. Thank you, that's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm just glad that engagement comes before marriage and I had time to realize he was a loser.
Won't be getting engaged for a long time.
I'm just glad it's over and I can move on with my life.
And now the next case.
All parties on Book of Alice versus Welch. Step forward, please.
41-year-old customer service rep Lorena Bukavalis and her son, 14-year-old Matthew, are suing Donna and Clifford Welch and their son, 16-year-old Thomas. Matthew says Thomas won't return a gold chain he allowed him to borrow.
Okay, I'd like the parents to all be seated, please, because the parents weren't there.